Chapter 350. Those who hadn't knelt down were greatly disappointed when they saw that the people following them were such people. They regretted listening to this sanctimonious scum in the first place. At this moment, the people who were still standing had looks of despair in their eyes. However, their unyielding gazes immediately made Lin Rei, who was outside the array formation, praise them greatly. Hee, I didn't expect that there would be a bunch of people with backbone in this group. Their innate skill is indeed worthy of them. Not bad. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was inside the array formation, saw the situation inside the array formation. He was greatly disappointed with those who had knelt down and begged for mercy. However, he looked at those who had refused to submit in the face of threats in a new light. Therefore, Lin Rei decided to give these people a chance to become his subordinates. Although such people wouldn't be able to hold their own in the future, they would definitely be people with good moral character. You all, I'm giving you a chance. I've taken a liking to your qualities. If you submit to me, your futures will be limitless. You definitely won't be like today. Your achievements will definitely be extraordinary. Are you willing? Ha! The voice transmission technique reached their ears. As for the people kneeling on the ground outside, they had no idea what was going on. You really won't do anything to us? We didn't kneel before you. Lin Rei's actions confused those people. However, the chance to live in front of them was incomparably precious to them, who had cultivated for thousands or even tens of thousands of years. They weren't willing to give it up. Therefore, with a plop, the people who hadn't knelt down before now knelt on the ground. This action puzzled those who had knelt down before. What's going on? Why did they suddenly change their minds? They didn't know that they had already been sentenced to death the moment they knelt on the ground for the first time. Ha. Get up, all of you. From now on, you will be disciples of the Xuanzong Sect. Eat the elixir in front of you and you will be disciples of the Xuanzong Sect. The moment they knelt down, Lin Rei knew that they had sincerely submitted. However, just in case, they still had to eat the soul-controlling elixir. In an instant, more than 50 medicinal pills were directly integrated into the formation, and instantly went to the person who had knelt down and was favored by Lin Rei, and ordered him to eat it. Gulp, gulp. Lin Rei smiled when he heard it. At this moment, Lin Rei was relieved. Without any hesitation, he grabbed the pill and swallowed it. This was something that could only be done by someone who had sincerely submitted, and no longer had any doubts about the person who had submitted to him. All right, come out. His divine sense enveloped them and instantly moved the people who swallowed the soul-controlling pill to a large distance away, arriving in front of Lin Rei. This scene caused the people in the formation to be unhappy. This was especially so for the immortal emperor. When he saw those people leaving, he stood up with a malevolent expression and roared at Lin Rei. What is the meaning of this? Even the emperor has knelt before you. Why? Why do you still refuse to let the emperor go? The immortal emperor barked like a mad dog in the formation. At this moment, Lin Rei was looking at the 50 people who had submitted to him with admiration. You are not bad. Every one of you has already reached the Grand Luo realm. However, your aura is unstable, and your Dao foundation is even more unstable. Therefore, you should use the remaining time to stabilize your cultivation and consolidate your Dao foundation. This way, you will have a higher level of development in the future. To be honest, Lin Rei was very happy when he saw their cultivation. However, their Dao foundation was very unstable. Lin Rei had made this request for them. Of course, it was also for the good of the Xuanzong Sect's future. Yes, we will obey the master's order. At this moment, the soul-controlling pill had taken effect. They had already regarded Lin Rei as a godlike existence. They had no doubts about Lin Rei at all. Lin Rei's words were like an imperial edict, and they did not dare to disobey. Well, go back to your cultivation. After 100 years, I will check your Dao foundation cultivation. If it is still unstable, then don't blame me for being impolite. As he spoke, a substantial murderous aura instantly rushed out of Lin Rei's body and filled the entire space. Jian Feng and Zhu Chenxi, who were cultivating at the side, were awakened at this moment. When they saw the scene in front of them, the two of them were dumbfounded. Before they went into seclusion, there were only 3 of them. As a result, when they opened their eyes, they saw more than 50 people. Moreover, each of them had a higher cultivation than them. How could they bear such a blow? As members of the aristocratic sects, They were born with a will that did not admit defeat. When they saw that these people in front of them had a higher cultivation than them, they did not hesitate and went back to cultivating. They did not care who these people were. Those who could enter this place were people that Lin Rei could trust. Of course, Lin Rei could sense the actions of Jian Feng and Zhu Chenxi. He smiled and did not say anything. Lin Rei was happy for them that they could improve their strength. Well, you can find a place to cultivate. After saying that, Lin Rei did not look at them anymore. His divine senses instantly went into the formation. As for the 50 practitioners, after receiving the order, they found a place to cultivate. For practitioners like them, they could cultivate anywhere. No matter how strong the illusory spirits around them were, for them, strength was the most important thing. As for those illusory things, they did not care about them at all. Bastard! Get out here and let us go. Otherwise, even if I die, I will not let you have an easy time. Such words were spreading in the formation. Lin Rei did not care about their words. Since there was no one he needed in the formation, there was no need to keep them. You are too talkative. Go to hell. In an instant, the burning heart raging flame formation was activated again. 9 fire dragons transformed from the illusory spirit blood fire instantly rushed toward the hundreds of survivors in the formation. Suddenly, miserable screams rang out. On the other side of the formation, where the sword sect was, they all heard it. They were very frightened. Although they knew that they were stronger than the celestial emperor who had entered before, they still had a grudge against this kind of formation. Since you are so determined, let's die together. In the formation, the celestial emperor was not only congested with blood, but his whole body was also damaged. His clothes were also tattered by the formation. Do you want to blow yourself up? Lin Rei had already guessed his move, so he had prepared in advance. Let's see if you blow yourself up faster than my fire dragon soaring to the sky. As soon as he finished speaking, the celestial emperor felt that something was wrong, but he did not know what was wrong. Bang! Suddenly, a fire dragon with a bloody mouth rushed from under the celestial emperor's feet. Its bloody mouth instantly swallowed the celestial emperor, who thought too highly of himself. No. It shouldn't be like this. With the last sound, the celestial emperor died unwillingly in the burning heart-raging flame formation. As for the rest, Lin Rei did not have a chance at all. They were all left to the 9 fire dragons. Miserable screams rang out in an instant. After a few breaths, there was no more sound. Alas! It's over. The people who went in are probably dead now. The formation emperor, who had been observing the formation, was very nervous and frightened. At this time, this place had been listed as another forbidden area in the immortal realm. Chapter 351. In just a short while, the people who could form a first-rate sect in the immortal realm were completely annihilated by the formation in front of them. This was something that they had never thought of. However, it was the formation in front of them that killed everyone who entered it. Listen up. I am the sect leader of the 9 Heavens Xuanzong sect. I have been practicing in seclusion here. Today is just a small warning. If you break into the formation without permission, you will die here, regardless of whether you are an immortal emperor or not. Do you hear me? At this time, Lin Rei had already arrived in the formation. Although they were all dead, their storage rings and bags were still intact. As the saying goes, it is a bastard who does not take advantage of others. Moreover, these things had no owner now, so Lin Rei felt even less guilty. At the same time, Lin Rei also felt that outside the formation, there was a wave of cultivators whose cultivation was much higher than before. Although he didn't mind them coming in, when would there be an end to this wave of cultivators? Therefore, Lin Rei warned them, hoping that they would retreat on their own. Of course, if they stubbornly wanted to break into the formation, Lin Rei would not hesitate to be the devil and make them unable to return. Xuanzong sect? When did such a powerful sect appear in the immortal realm? When the people in the outside world heard Lin Li's words, they were all stunned. 4 top-notch sects like them, they were usually the most well-informed when it came to news. However, they had never heard of a sect like the mysterious sect. Moreover, a sect that could set up such a formation couldn't be unknown in the immortal realm. Therefore, everyone was very confused. Xuanzong sect? What kind of sect is that? I have never heard of it. Is it some mediocre sect? At this time, Hao Yu heard Lin Rei's words and immediately mocked him. His eyes were full of disdain and his expression was extremely ferocious. Hao Yu, shut up. Xiao Mei Yu, who had wanted to stop Hao Yu, was too late. This time, she had come on the orders of Hao Yu's father to search for him. But now, this child was so troublesome. Fellow Taoist, I was being immature just now. I hope you don't take offense. Since trouble comes from careless talk, it shouldn't be too late to make up for it. But what she didn't know was that Hao Yu and Lin Rei had long since become enemies. Heh, Zongda is really a bully. Even if it was an unintentional mistake, I'll let this matter pass. If I hear him speak again, I'll kill all of you even if you're a celestial venerable, let alone a top sect. I'll let you know that the Xuanzong sect is not easy to bully. If you don't believe me, you can try. TSK, this person actually dares to say such words. This Karakoram Immortal clan is an extremely powerful top-notch sect. Today, it's going to fall here. Hehe, interesting. Xuanzong sect. When the sound transmission technique reached the ears of Startling Dawn and Wanyun Duo, Startling Dawn and Wanyun Duo couldn't help but nod their heads. Then they cupped their hands in salute and left with their disciples. In an instant, the originally lively place became desolate. In particular, the blood river on the ground was so eye-catching that people couldn't help but shudder at the sight of it. Oh, finally! I should also go into seclusion. In the future, I'll have to learn more about formations. I didn't expect this formation to be as powerful as described in the book. It could even kill an expert at the Celestial Emperor realm. However, I'll have to be more careful in the future. After all, this Celestial Emperor was raised by elixirs. After saying that, he put the hundreds of storage rings in his hand into the system. Then, he walked into the cave and entered the blood pool to begin his cultivation. As the saying goes, there is no time in cultivation. Although one didn't know how long it was in the mountain, 100 years had passed in the outside world. 100 years ago, the news of Lin Rei killing the Celestial Emperor had spread throughout the immortal world. Although no one knew the name of the Xuanzong sect was in everyone's mind. In the past 100 years, Lin Rei's cultivation had also improved. Originally, he was at the Xian immortal realm. After 100 years of cultivation, he had reached the peak of the almighty immortal realm. He was only a step away from the immortal realm. In the past 100 years, the entire immortal world was in turmoil. 100 years ago, for some unknown reason, many sects suddenly appeared and developed rapidly. However, just when everyone thought that they were a threat, they suddenly disappeared overnight, as if they had evaporated into thin air. The most shocking thing was that the original 3 great firms had become the 4 great firms. In the past 100 years, the 4 great firms had become the 4 great firms. With their overwhelming resources, they had become the 4 great firms. They had branches in the east, west, north, south, and central regions. They had branches in almost the entire immortal world. They were called the 9 Heavens Firm, and this name was imprinted in the hearts of everyone in the immortal world. As the saying goes, a tall tree attracts the wind. The development of the 9 Heavens Firm made many people jealous. They all wanted to get a share of the profits. However, as the saying goes, money makes the devil push the millstone. Under the interest of money, the 9 Heavens Firm was like an iron wall. No one dared to provoke it. Chapter 352. All of this happened too suddenly. For the people of the immortal realm, 100 years passed in the blink of an eye. However, in such a short period of time, those forces rose up right under their noses. Their rise still attracted the attention of the major sects, empires, and celestial primes in the immortal realm. When they became famous, all those who speculated about them sent people to investigate. However, in the end there was no news. Subsequently, such things happened several times. After that, they dismissed the idea of spying on them and began to pay attention to the cultivation of their own disciples. This was because they had a premonition that the immortal realm was about to be in chaos, and it was very likely that there would be a change of dynasty. This premonition made them vigilant. In the blood pool on the 3rd floor of the underground ruins in the capital city, the blood pool had dried up and there was no more blood. However, the person who was reprimanded was still sitting in it, covered in filth. Oh! I didn't expect that after meditating for 100 years, I would break through to the peak of the late stage of the great immortal realm. I'm only one step away from the immortal realm. It seems that it's time to come out. The person who spoke was Lin Ray, who had been in seclusion for more than 100 years at the request of the little dragon. At this time, Lin Ray was covered in filth, and his appearance was almost unrecognizable. Phew. I don't know how those bastards are now. I hope they're all right. Thinking of this, Lin Ray was ready to stand up and move his legs. Many years had passed since he said that he would return. If he didn't go out, he didn't know what would happen to Lin Wanyu and the others. Crack, crack. As soon as he stood up, a cracking sound came from Lin Ray's body. At this time, Lin Ray seemed to feel his bones moving. At this time, the moment Lin Ray stood up, the filth on his body began to fall off, and his arm, which was as white as jade, was exposed. My God, whose arm is this? Why is it so white? It's like a woman's arm. The moment he lowered his head and saw his arm, Lin Ray was stunned. He looked at his arm in disbelief and muttered to himself. Slowly, bit by bit, the filth on his body fell off, layer by layer. By the time it completely fell off, Linley was on the verge of collapse. As the saying went, a man's skin was the best. But now, his skin was as white as jade, and his hair was a deep purple. What was even more unbearable for Linley was that after 100 years of closed-door training, his originally black eyes had now turned a faint red. F***CK. What have I experienced in the past 100 years? How did I become a complete gigolo? If I were to go out, wouldn't I be fought over to be kept by others? Although Lin Ray said that, he was still a little excited. After all, that hat didn't like handsome people. Hee. Congratulations on breaking through to the peak of the late grand heavenly realm in 100 years. That's really worthy of celebration. However, you'll have to put in more effort for the next breakthrough. Sometimes, when you're about to break through to the immortal emperor realm, you'll have to store a few of the 5 elemental spirits so that you can comprehend the Tao of Yin and Yang and break through to the immortal emperor realm. Only then will you be considered a perfect immortal emperor. What, the 5 elemental spirits? Do I still need those things to break through to the immortal emperor realm? The little dragon's voice suddenly appeared. However, what puzzled Lin Ray was that the little dragon said something about breaking through to the immortal emperor realm. According to the method of breaking through to the immortal emperor realm that Lin Ray knew, that wasn't what it said. According to historical records, the immortal emperor realm was after the immortal monarch realm. If one wanted to break through the law of perception, in addition to one's cultivation and realm, one could break through. However, the little dragon said that it was completely different. Humph, what do you know? As soon as Lin Ray finished speaking, the little dragon shouted with a face full of anger. Humph, you're talking about the cultivation of the immortal emperors in the immortal world. What I'm talking about is the immortal emperor realm in the Hongmeng era, before the heaven and earth were created. Of course, the realm back then is different from the one now. Lin Ray understood the little dragon's words. It was because the era was different. Okay, according to what I said, although the immortal emperors at this time are also immortal emperors, most of the immortal emperors are now Tendo's pawns. One is a puppet who is at the mercy of others and whose fate is in the hands of Tendo. 2 is also the realm of controlling one's own fate. After reaching the peak, even the great Tao has to stand aside. At this point, Lin Ray was stunned. His eyes were dull and his mouth was wide open. One could faintly see that saliva was flowing out of his mouth. Hee, what kind of realm is that? Lin Ray, who came back to his senses, laughed foolishly and began to imagine things at that time. Okay, hurry up. 100 years have passed. Many years have passed since the time you agreed to with the Xuanzong Sect disciples. Just in case, it's better to quickly come out of seclusion. Looking at Lin Ray's useless appearance, the little dragon wanted to hammer Lin Ray to wake him up. Oh, okay, I'll come out of seclusion immediately. As he spoke, Linley walked out of the pool of blood. But right at this moment, he suddenly sensed something. Linley came to a halt, a look of joy on his face. He couldn't contain his joy. Hee, I didn't expect that the opportunity to break through to the Celestial Duke realm would appear at this time. It seems that I can't leave for the time being. Just as Lin Ray stepped out of the blood pool, the opportunity to break through to the Celestial Duke realm came. It came without any warning, so Lin Ray was not prepared at all. However, cultivators valued opportunities the most. If he did not cherish this opportunity, he did not know how long he would have to wait for the next one. Then, Lin Rei retreated into the blood pool and sat down cross-legged. He began to circulate the chaos scripture and began to mobilize all the celestial spiritual chi in order to break through to the celestial Duke realm. What's going on? I've been crazy for decades. Why hasn't Master come back yet? Could it be that Master has forgotten? At this time, Lin Wanyu and the others were sitting together in the Valley of Celestial, drinking tea and chatting. Suddenly, a voice rang out. Everyone looked over. Humph. Don't complain. Maybe Master is not free now, or maybe Master is busy trying to break through. As disciples, Master's words are orders. We have to stop. Even if we have to wait for hundreds or thousands of years, we have to continue waiting. After hearing Lin Wanyu's words, everyone in the valley nodded in agreement. This group of people were the disciples of the Xuanzong sect that Lin Rei had sent out to complete the mission 100 years ago. At the moment of the 100-year promise, they obeyed Lin Rei's order and returned to the Valley of Celestial. Of course, everyone had returned except for Lin Rei. Waiting meant that they had waited for decades. The others were still fine, but among the 5 disciples, the most lively one, Karen, started to complain. Okay, everyone stop talking. Since Master asked us to wait here, it means that Master will definitely come back. Everyone go and cultivate. I hope Master will feel proud when he comes back and sees us like this. Chapter 353. In the Valley of Immortals, there was no mutual deception or intrigue. There were no killings and robberies like in the immortal world. In the blood pool on the 3rd level of Capital Ancient City, Lin Rei, who had advanced to the immortal monarch realm, was surrounded by dense immortal spiritual chi. There was a faint trace of red blood mixed in the immortal spiritual chi. Then, the immortal spiritual chi entered Lin Rei's body. Lin Rei, who was in the middle of cultivation, was unaware of this phenomenon. At this moment, Lin Rei was only thinking about making a breakthrough in his cultivation. Lin Rei had completely forgotten about everything else. Humph! Little guy. Why don't I see you when I make a breakthrough? As he spoke, he gathered all of his immortal spiritual energy, and instantly summoned a primordial ferocious beast that had just woken up from its deep slumber. Without being angry, it emitted a domineering aura and instantly charged towards the barrier that was just a step away from the door. Dong dong dong. Once, twice, thrice. 20 times. Just like this, the immortal spiritual chi hit the barrier again and again as if it did not know exhaustion. Time passed little by little. This action continued for a year. Crack, boom. In an instant, an earth-shattering pressure and the immortal spiritual chi's pressure rolled out in all directions. A formless energy rolled out directly. Puff. At this moment, the more than 50 people who had submitted to Lin Rei, Jianfeng, Xueqi, and the others who had been in the middle of cultivation, spat out mouthfuls of blood the moment the pressure rolled over them. Their faces turned ghastly pale. There was no trace of blood on their faces, as if they were terminally ill. There was no sign of life at all. How can there be such a strong pressure? This is at least the immortal monarch realm. Jianfeng, who was lying on the ground with a weak aura, was puzzled after sensing this aura. Logically speaking, there should be a few immortal monarchs here. However, they had all broken through after all. Moreover, this aura was much stronger than that of the immortal monarchs. Jianfeng was sure about this. In the past 100 years, they would occasionally exchange cultivation and martial skills with each other. Therefore, this strange aura obviously did not belong to them. Excluding them, there was only one other person here, and that was. Then Jianfeng, who had thought of something, turned his head and looked into the cave. Instantly, his eyes widened and he looked very surprised. Could it really be? Jianfeng did not dare to believe it and did not want to believe it. 100 years ago, Lin Rei was only a Xian immortal. He could not believe that a Xian immortal could break through to the immortal monarch realm within 100 years. To people like them who lived in top sects, this was an insult. It was a slap in the face. Young immortal monarchs, Xueqi, and immortal monarch immortal, and immortal monarch immortal, within 100 years immortal monarch immortals. At this time, Xueqi, who was cultivating with Jianfeng, also sensed the aura from the cave. Her first reaction was the same as Jianfeng's, but she immediately calmed down and said with a calm attitude. His tone was filled with envy and reverence, but at the same time, It was filled with a firm conviction to surpass him. Yes. Young Master was truly unprecedented and would never be surpassed in the future. To be able to cultivate to such a level in just 100 years, I'm afraid we've followed the right person this time. For those 100 years of cultivation, following the young master is probably the best opportunity for the two of us. At this point, the two of them looked at each other and agreed. Then they looked at the cave. It wasn't just the two of them. The more than 50 people who had submitted 100 years ago also had the same thought. However, they were still in shock and disbelief. To them, this was an unbelievable thing. They would probably remember what happened today forever. Ha ha ha. An unbridled laughter came out of the cave. Along with the immortal chi, it formed circles of energy and began to spread in all directions. Puff! The 50 disciples in the cave spat out another mouthful of blood. At this moment, they were even more dispirited. At this moment, Lin Rei, who had broken through in the cave, was awake. He was in the blood pool. His face was full of joy. The corners of his mouth were raised, and there was an evil smile on his face. It was frightening. Ha ha, I've broken through. This time, it took me such a long time to break through. It seems that it will be more difficult for those who cultivate in the future. After this breakthrough, Lin Rei knew that if he wanted to break through again, he would have to go to a place where the immortal chi was as dense as a river. Or, he would have to find something that was sufficient for Lin Rei to break through again. Otherwise, he would have to wait 100 years before he could break through again. And this was just a preliminary estimate. Ha, ha, you've broken through to the immortal realm in a year. If those old things outside know about this, they will definitely want you. Perhaps if they can't get you, they will kill you to prevent future troubles. At this moment, when Lin Rei was overflowing with happiness, these sudden words directly destroyed Lin Rei's good mood. Alas, forget it. I don't want to talk about you anymore. I knew you would do this. Lin Rei sighed. He knew that the little dragon would come out to mess things up. But he didn't have the chance to do so. He walked out directly. Phew! The moment he walked out, Lin Rei saw that everyone was lying on the ground and their auras were weak. Seeing this, he immediately knew what had happened. Oh, I'm sorry. I just broke through and didn't manage to control my aura and pressure. Here, take this elixir and eat it. Whoosh whoosh whoosh. Lin Rei finished speaking and took out more than 50 healing elixirs from his storage ring. He wrapped them in spiritual energy and handed them to everyone lying on the ground for them to take. We thank you, young master. Without refusing, they took the elixir and ate it directly. Then, they sat cross-legged and began to recover. Now that you're awake, you should think about your future. Now, you have the ability to do whatever you want in the immortal realm. As long as the celestial prime doesn't appear, you can do whatever you want in the immortal realm. The direction of the sect, your future, how to improve your cultivation, and so on. Yes, I know. It's time to let the name of the 9th Heaven Xuanzong sect shine in the immortal realm. At this time, the conversation between the little dragon, Lin Rei, and Lin Rei was naturally unknown to those who were recovering outside. However, Lin Rei didn't know that because of his decision, the immortal realm began to fall into chaos. The devil race attacked, and the original inhabitants of the immortal realm suffered an unprecedented disaster. Time passed little by little. More than 50 cultivators who had taken the elixir to recover had all returned to their original state. Everyone was full of energy, and now they were in front of Lin Rei. Haha, since you have all recovered, how about following me out of the ruins and sightseeing the great mountains and rivers of the immortal realm? Looking at the 50 disciples, each of them exuded a strong power of the law of the Supreme. Their foundation was solid, and each of them had made great progress. We are willing, we are willing. Chapter 354. Lin Rei led more than 50 people out of the third level, which had been in seclusion for 100 years. The third level's burning heart-raging flames array was also leaving. However, it had not been removed by Lin Rei. Instead, it was still there. Humph, just leave it here. Who knows, it might be useful in the future. After leaving the third level, they arrived at the second level. Following that, they left the second level and arrived at the first level, where Lin Rei stopped. Xueqi, there should still be a few thousand trapping arrays here. All the array cores inside are immortal artifacts. They can be used to raise the collective level of our sect. You know I'm very poor. Lin Rei's words made the people behind him want to beat him up. Everyone was silently shouting the word shameless in their hearts. As the saying goes, don't say it out loud even if you want to. Oh, okay, young master. I'll do it now. When Xueqi heard Linley's instructions, she paused for a moment and looked stunned. Linley had already said so much. If he still didn't understand, then that person was either a fool or had something wrong with his brain. She immediately agreed and walked towards the trapping arrays in the Blood Spirit Heaven sealing array that had not been broken yet. However, to be honest, this was also Lin Rei's test for her. Before going into seclusion for 100 years, Lin Rei had given her an elixir that could raise the level of array formations. At this moment, Lin Rei was watching how much Xueqi had improved in the array formation Dao over the past 100 years. As Xueqi's figure approached, his eyes gradually lit up. He exclaimed, "Oh, not bad at all." After not seeing each other for 100 years, to be able to raise the level of array formation Dao to the same level as mine shows that she did not slack off in the past 100 years. Looking at Xueqi, who was making rapid breakthroughs, Lin Rei's face was filled with gratification. In his heart, he was also calculating that the position of overlord of the array formation department was basically set in stone for Xueqi. At this moment, Xueqi was basically a trapping array that could not trap her. She would break a trapping array every minute. At this moment, Lin Rei turned around and looked at the 50 people behind him. He smiled and said to them, "All of you, I will send you to a place in a while. Relax your bodies and don't struggle, understand?" "We understand." The 50-odd people who had consumed the mind-controlling elixir were very obedient as they agreed loudly. "All right." Following that, his divine consciousness enveloped everyone. Of course, other than Jian Feng and Xueqi, everyone else was included. With a shift of his mind, more than 50 people disappeared from where they stood. Lin Rei also followed into the Cosmos Bell. There was no chaos. Regardless of whether they had changed places or not, the 50 or so people stood quietly in their original places. Their gazes were still fixed on Lin Rei. "Listen up, all of you. Wait here for a while. After a while, I will release all of you into the army. However, before that, all of you will have to suffer for a while. Yes, we will follow young master's orders." After speaking, the disciples of the Xuanzong sect sat on the ground and closed their eyes to cultivate. When Lin Rei saw that they had entered a meditative state, he left the bell of heaven and earth and returned to Jian Feng's side. Jian Feng's expression was very funny. His mouth was wide open as he stared blankly at Lin Rei. He looked very surprised. Lin Rei did not know that the moment he disappeared with the crowd, Jian Feng had been scared silly. This had happened to Lin Rei. If it had happened to someone else, he would not have believed it even if he was beaten to death. Of course, when he saw Jian Feng's expression, Lin Rei knew why he was like this. He did not hide anything. Since he had joined the sect, Lin Rei would have absolute trust in him. As the saying goes, don't use people who you suspect. You're awake. Don't be surprised. When you arrive at the sect, you will see the true appearance of that thing. However, now is not the time. Those two things will be provided for your cultivation in the future. Linley's words caused the astonished Jian Feng to come back to his senses. With a look of worship in his eyes, he looked at Linley, as though he was certain Linley would win. Young master, what was that thing? It seems very grateful that it can store people. Until now, I have only heard of one treasure in the immortal world, and that is the Cloud Pagoda of the Kunlun Immortal Sect. However, this thing was stolen from us at some point in time and we have not found it yet. It can't be, right? To be honest, while Jian Feng was surprised, Lin Rei was even more surprised. With just a few doubts, he was able to guess the Cloud Pagoda. Lin Rei was very impressed. Yes, you can understand it that way. However, we will have to wait until we arrive at the sect's encampment. Let's see how Shi is doing first. With that, Lin Rei stopped changing the topic and focused all his attention on Shi. At this time, perhaps because she had overexerted herself, Xueqi had already broken nearly 1,000 arrays. However, Xueqi was bent over and supported herself with both hands. She was panting and her face was very pale. Anyone who saw her would feel sorry for her. The moment Xueqi's condition appeared, Lin Rei immediately went forward to replace her so that she could recover her mental strength. As for Lin Rei himself, He quickly went forward and started breaking the arrays. His speed was several times faster than Xueqi's. When he reached an array, Lin Rei casually waved his hand and the array was easily broken. Then, his speed became faster and faster. Before he entered the array, an array was broken and the array core was suspended in the air. Jian Feng, come over and give me the immortal tools. Put all the immortal tools into the ring for me. With that, a ring appeared in his hand and he threw it at Jian Feng. Yes, young master. After agreeing, he took the ring and began to put away the immortal equipment that Linli had obtained from breaking the formation. Xueqi, who was behind him, sighed and lamented after seeing Linli's appearance and the way he had broken the formation. What a waste! Alas! Young master is indeed young master. The older the ginger, the spicier it is. It seems that I have to learn from him in the future. With that, Xueqi closed her eyes and began to cultivate to recover. Just like that, the three of them did their own things. Time passed little by little. After a few interviews, Linli finally stopped his work and muttered to himself with a smile on his face. Hee, I've finally broken it. This large array is completely abandoned. At this moment, the array space was empty. There was nothing, and there were no more arrays to be used. All the array cores were in the cyst. A satisfied smile appeared on Linli's face. When he thought about how all of his disciples were wielding immortal artifacts, he could not help but feel excited. Chapter 355. Let's go. It's time for us to leave. We've been here for 100 years. We might not be able to go out and have a look. At this time, the formation had been broken, the fairy artifact had been obtained, and Xueqi's energy had been restored. Everything had come to a successful end. I've gained quite a bit from this trip to the ruins. Thinking of this, Linli felt quite delighted. Of course, it's more of a gratitude to the little dragon. Without the little dragon, Lin Rei would not be where he is today. If it weren't for the little dragon, perhaps he would still be an ordinary office worker on planet Aqua Blue. All of this was thanks to the little dragon, who gave him everything that made him strong enough. Yes, it's time to leave. Hearing Lin Rei's words, Jian Feng and Xueqi smiled excitedly. Leaving this place was the only thing that made them happy in the past few years. If he had known that they were still young and in their prime, he would not have stayed here all day to cultivate. It would only be detrimental to their cultivation. Let's go then. After saying that, Lin Rei took the lead and led the two of them to the exit. At this time, Jingqing City was very prosperous. Of course, compared to 100 years ago, when the ruins appeared and people gathered in Jingqing City, it was not the same. At this time, people came and went on the streets of Jingqing City. All kinds of practitioners were buying things to enter the city. At the corner of the city tower, a vortex suddenly appeared without warning. Whoosh! Whoosh! Ha ha ha, I'm finally out. Lin Rei, am finally out. In an instant, 3 figures appeared in an instant and disappeared from the bustling entrance. They came to a sparsely populated alley and laughed heartily. His face was brimming with smiles, and he looked extremely handsome. Especially that jade-white skin of his. Even if he were a woman whose beauty could cause the downfall of nations, compared to Linli, that woman would probably feel so ashamed that she would bang her head against the wall and die. At this moment, Lin Rei's skin was so white that it defied the heavens. However, this was exactly what Lin Rei was worried about. Yes, we are finally out. Young master, where are we going next? Should we leave Jingqing City? Let's practice in seclusion for 100 years. I believe that those with ulterior motives will not hesitate to wait for 100 years. You don't have to worry about who will come and destroy who. After 100 years of seclusion, why have you become so timid? After listening to Jian Feng's suggestion, Lin Rei did not accept it. This time, Lin Rei wanted to be high profile. The better, the better. This was because he wanted everyone to know his name, Lin Rei. Yes, young master. Listening to Lin Rei's words, Jian Feng fell in love with his mouth and didn't say another word. Xueqi, who was at the side, wanted to open her mouth a few times, but she swallowed her words back into her stomach. Let's go. If we don't come out for 100 years, let's go to the crystal clear water pavilion and ask around. Let's see if there are any interesting places in the immortal world in the past 100 years. Lin Rei had a good impression of the crystal-clear water pavilion. After all, he had bought the Flaming Stream 10,000 Laws sword there. Therefore, the moment Lin Rei came out, he decided that he had to make a trip to the crystal-clear water pavilion. Lin Rei's words were in order. After he finished speaking, Lin Rei started walking toward the crystal-clear water pavilion according to the route in his memory. Along the way, the street vendors were shouting their wares. It was very lively. Lin Rei even stopped to take a look at them from time to time. In the end, while walking on the bustling street, Lin Rei arrived at the entrance of the crystal-clear water pavilion. However, at this time, Lin Rei saw a strange name that made Lin Rei pleasantly surprised. 9 Heavens Trading Company. If he had known earlier what the name meant, it meant that his younger brother had succeeded in opening the 9 Heavens Trading Company within 100 years, and he had used the things he had given him to reopen the 9 Heavens Trading Company. After seeing this scene, Lin Rei's mood to return home became even stronger. At times, he missed his disciple, his brother, his child, and Ling whom he hadn't seen for 100 years. At this time, all of these emotions welled up in his mind. Young master, young master. At this time when he heard someone calling him, Lin Rei came back to his senses and hurriedly replied, what? What's the matter? Young master, isn't it a little inappropriate for us to stand at the entrance and not enter? After hearing this, Lin Rei quickly walked toward the interior of the crystal-clear water pavilion. As soon as he entered the inner room, a familiar scene entered his eyes. At the same time, the figure of that woman appeared in Lin Rei's mind. Why did I think of her at this time? After shaking his head and sorting out his emotions, he went to his seat and sat down. At this time, a middle-aged shop assistant saw Lin Rei and quickly walked toward him. Then he smiled and asked Lin Rei in a gentle tone. Young master, may I know what you are looking for? We have everything you need here. There's nothing you can't think of that we don't have here. These words were exactly the same as they had been 100 years ago. In an instant, Lin Rei was amused. Not bad, not bad. However, you didn't come here to buy anything. I came here to inquire about some things. If the information is true, then the 1,000 high-grade spirit stones will be yours. After saying that, 1,000 high-grade spirit stones appeared in front of the shop assistant the instant Lin Rei finished speaking. Hiss! Looking at the high-grade spirit stones in front of him, the shop assistant was very tempted. If he had known earlier, he wouldn't have earned more than 100 high-grade spirit stones a month even after working so hard. All right, since young master has spoken, then ask away. As long as this little one knows, I will tell you everything. I won't dare to hide anything. In the end, the shop assistant was tempted by the 1,000 high-grade spirit stones that Lin Rei had placed in front of him. Then, let's talk about the 9 Heavens Trading Company. I remember that it didn't exist 100 years ago. Why did it appear only 100 years ago? Moreover, it doesn't seem to be one of the 3 great trading companies of the immortal world. After hearing this question, the shop assistant's expression changed and revealed an awkward expression. After struggling for a while, he revealed the truth. Sigh. Congratulations. Actually, we don't know what's going on with the 9 Heavens Trading Company. We only know that the strength behind it is very mysterious. Even our crystal-clear water pavilion hasn't been able to find out anything about it. We only know that the current manager of the 9 Heavens Trading Company is called Dong Xiaonan. However, he's just a manager. As for the strength behind him, we don't know. However, the 9 Heavens Trading Company is really surprising. In a short 100 years, it suddenly appeared in the immortal world and ended so quickly. Moreover, it's on the same level as our 3 great trading companies. This matter is really shocking. Lin Rei, who was listening attentively, laughed. He laughed very happily and even felt very carefree. At the same time, he felt proud of his younger brother. To be able to develop the 9 Heavens Trading Company so well in such a short period of time, Lin Rei didn't think that it would happen. However, he didn't expect that his younger brother would really do it. At this moment, Lin Rei didn't conceal the joy in his heart and directly revealed it on his face. When the shop assistant saw this scene, he instantly felt that the person in front of him might be a fool. Young master, young master. Lin Rei, who was in the midst of his joy, was suddenly startled by the call of the sword. He instantly realized that he had lost control of himself. Cough, cough. About that, I'm sorry. Then, he quickly controlled his emotions and continued asking, then, in the past 100 years, did anything strange happen in the immortal world? For example, a sect suddenly rose to prominence and went to the Nine Heavens Trading Company? Or something else? This question made the shop assistant feel strange. After all, the questions Lin Rei asked weren't secrets in the immortal world. However, when he saw that the young man before him didn't seem to be faking it, he told him about the strange things that had happened in the past 100 years. Sigh. To be honest, it's hard to say. There really are strange things. Moreover, the Nine Heavens Trading Company seems to be the same. The sects that awakened in one night were clearly very good in the past 100 years and were basically close to becoming first-grade sections. However, more than 20 years ago, they all suddenly disappeared overnight. No one knows where they went. No one knows where they went. In one night, more than a dozen sects all disappeared. Moreover, these sects seem to have risen in the past few years. No one knows what the strength behind them is. However, their sect leaders are very rich and very capable. They are very young, but their cultivation is very strong. After hearing the news about the power supply lamp, Lin Rei didn't say anything. At this time, Lin Rei was basically sure that the sects that disappeared overnight were all people that he had expelled. Thinking of this, Lin Rei laughed crazily. His heart was filled with ecstasy. At this moment, he was no longer in the mood to stay here. Whoosh! He suddenly stood up without any warning, scaring the people around him. Lin Rei's actions puzzled everyone, but Lin Rei was the only one who knew the real reason. Well, I'm awake. If there's nothing else, please send my regards to the young miss of the crystal clear water pavilion. After saying this much, Lin Rei hurriedly walked out. At this moment, he couldn't wait to see his family and disciple whom he hadn't seen for many years. Although Jian Feng and Zhu Chenxi were puzzled by Lin Rei's actions, they still followed him the moment Lin Rei went out. The shop assistant didn't pay any attention to the three people who came and went in a hurry. In any case, he had already earned the spirit stones. As for the greeting, hee, what a joke. How could he possibly meet the young miss of the crystal clear water pavilion? She was a big shot. At this time, after Lin Rei's group of three left the crystal clear water pavilion, they hurriedly left the ancient capital and started to look for the endless mountain range. They didn't stop to rest along the way and didn't dare to tarry as they flew towards the endless mountain range. The closer they got to the endless mountain range, the more Lin Rei felt like he was returning home. As for Jian Feng and Zhu Chenxi, they kept following behind him. Although they were puzzled, Tan Mo didn't like to inquire about things. Especially after following Lin Rei, this habit had become even more distant from their world. My name is Tai Ape. I am the king of the outer regions of the Endless Mountains. In the future, if you have any needs, come find me at any time. So long as I can do it, I will. A sentence that was more humane than a human's came out of Tai Ape's mouth. For a moment, the two of them began to accept the fact that Tai Ape was dead. Senior, you don't have to say that. Since you're young master's friend, then you're our friend. Please take care of us in the future. Looking at the way they greeted each other, Lin Rei rolled his eyes at them and ignored them. Instead, he walked towards the entrance of the Valley of Immortals alone. Step by step, his breathing slowly began to quicken. His face was full of nervousness. As for Jian Feng, Zhu Chenxi, and the Tai Ape, upon seeing Lin Li's actions, they followed as well. As for the Valley of Immortals, aside from Jian Feng and Zhu Chenxi, the Tai Ape would come here every so often. After all, this was his home. Rumble, rumble. Suddenly, the earth trembled and the mountains shook. There was a landslide. There was originally no road, only a wall. Suddenly, a door began to slowly open. This sound naturally alarmed the Xuanzong sect disciples who had already arrived and were cultivating inside. Ha! What's going on? Is Master back? At this moment, Lin Wanyu was the first to open her eyes after hearing the strange sound. Her body moved in an instant and she arrived at the door. She looked at the movement of the door. The others also woke up, as if they knew who had come in. They were very nervous. Rumble. Rumble. Finally, the door opened. Lin Rei's figure appeared in front of Lin Wanyu, who had been waiting outside for a long time. Lin Huanyu's figure also fell into Lin Huanyu's eyes. For a moment, the two of them inadvertently shed tears. Our master is back. After a while, there were only 6 people, Jian Feng, Xueqi, and Tai Yuan, but now Lin Rei's 3 brothers on planet Aqua Blue, Lin Tian, and the others all followed behind Lin Rei. On the way, Lin Li couldn't help but sigh in amazement. Along the way, Lin Rei's divine scent swept over all the disciples. Everyone was at least at the celestial immortal stage and above. There were no earth immortals, but there were many immortal dukes, almighty immortals, and countless gold immortals. Seeing such a prosperous scene, Lin Rei was excited. Oh, I didn't expect that after 100 years, this group of kids would grow to this extent. It seems that it's time for the Xuanzong sect to appear. Soon, Lin Rei arrived at the plaza. The disciples also surrounded Lin Rei's plaza. Now, they were looking at Lin Rei respectfully. There was no noise at all. This scene made Lin Rei even happier. Well, I've checked everyone's cultivation. I'm very happy. This time, you didn't let me down. I hope you can keep up the good work next time. Yes, we will do our best to contribute to the sect. A voice that shook the sky spread in all directions. Suddenly, the demonic beasts near the endless mountain range began to flee in all directions. Good, it's good that you're in such a good mood. This time, I want to reorganize the distribution of the sect. The previous distribution was too messy. After saying that, the disciples below didn't say anything. Lin Huanyu and the others behind nodded in agreement. The 9 Heaven Xuanzong sect was divided into 1 sect, 6 elders, 12 protectors, 11 divisions, 2 gates, and 2 pavilions. They were the Dark Department, the Information Department, the Alchemy Department, the Formation Department, the Refining Department, the Talisman Department, the Assassination Department, the Combat Department, the Training Department, the Law Enforcement Department, the Beast Department, the Inner Sect, the Outer Sect, the Scripture Pavilion, the Weapon Pavilion, the Mission Department, and so on. The divisions that you heard, I will be the Pavilion Master and Pavilion Master. If you want to go to any of them, you can go. Do you understand? Lin Rei's division shocked everyone. How was this a sect? This was simply a combination of many sects. For example, the Alchemy Department, the Weapon Refining Department, and the Formation Department could basically form an independent sect. But now, it was just a division in the sect. In particular, Jian Feng and Xueqi, who had always lived in the sect, were even more surprised. The moment they entered this place, they were shocked. Not only were there tens of thousands of disciples, but each of them was very powerful. If their own sect was compared with such a sect, could they win? Perhaps this was a question in their hearts. Yes, Sect Master. We understand. Well, good. Now I'll choose the Division Master and the Pavilion Master. Listen, am I right? In order to be fair, he didn't want his disciples to say that he was playing favoritism. Therefore, he told them all the information that could be qualified for one person and let them judge. Xueqi, Cultivation of Almighty Immortal, King-level Array Master. Can she be the Division Master of the Formation Department? When he said this, Xueqi, who was behind Lin Rei, was surprised. She didn't expect Lin Rei to choose her like this. Yes, we admit our inferiority. She can be elected. After hearing the words of all the disciples, Xueqi didn't hesitate. She directly went to Lin Rei, knelt on the ground and said, I, Xueqi, am willing to be the Division Master of the Formation Department. From now on, I will do my best for the sect and work hard for the future development of the sect. Ha ha ha, good. Stand up. Division Master Chensi. After saying this, Xueqi stood up and went to a side where there was no one. Black Shadow, Cultivation of Almighty Immortal, the original leader of the Dark Department. Now, I'll be the Division Master of the Dark Department. Do you have any objections? As he said this, Black Shadow hurried forward and stood in front of Lin Rei. He said excitedly, Thank you, Sect Master, for your nurturing. I will do my best for the sect in the future. Before the disciples could say anything, Black Shadow took the order first. This made Lin Rei speechless. Well, in the future, if you don't have any objections, you don't have to say anything. If the Refining Department and the Talisman Department are vacant, The Beast Department will be taken over by Tai Yuan. Tai Yuan is a golden immortal, and his physical body is comparable to a peak almighty immortal. Assassination Department. Tian Yun and he will take over. Both of them are at the peak almighty immortal realm. Combat Department. Bai Qi and Jian Wei will take over. Both of them are at the almighty immortal realm. Law Enforcement Department. Jian Feng will take over. He is at the peak almighty immortal realm and cultivates the great way of the sword. Treasure Pavilion. Lin Tian will take over. He is at the almighty immortal realm and cultivates the great way of the sword. Weapon Pavilion. I will guard it. If you need it, you can come to me. If the conditions permit, you can take it. Mission Department. Ming will take over. He is at the peak almighty immortal realm. Alchemy Department. I will still take over. The previous Division Master will be the Deputy Division Master of the Alchemy Department. In the future, the Deputy Division Master will still be in charge of the Alchemy Department. I will only refine the Alchemy Department for you. Information Department. Bing will take over. He is at the peak almighty immortal realm. He will take over the Information Department. As for the Elder Department, the male disciple will take over the position. He has contributed greatly to the Nine Heavens Trading Company. Chapter 358. Seeing that he had already found the department he belonged to, Linley spoke with a dignified look on his face. Everyone, remember your current department. You are not allowed to change it in the future. This is especially true for assassination and combat. As long as you are in the dark department, you are not allowed to leave. If there is a precedent, you will be killed without mercy. Boom. Suddenly, a terrifying murderous aura pervaded the atmosphere. They were shocked, but then they felt relieved. After all, the one who released the murderous aura was their patriarch, their sect master, their sect master, their sect master. At this moment, Linley's killing intent was simply unprecedentedly powerful. In their memories, there was nothing like it. However, what they didn't know was that a large part of the reason why Linley's killing intent was so powerful was because he had absorbed the fiend god blood essence in the blood pool. Remember my words. If you violate them, you will be killed without mercy. Yes, we understand. We will follow Sect Master's orders. After hearing the warning, the Xuanzong Sect disciples felt a chill run down their spines. They didn't say anything and just stood there quietly, respectfully looking at Lin Rei's location. Whoosh, whoosh. Two air-piercing sounds were heard. In an instant, a 9-storied white jade pagoda and a huge yellow bell appeared in the originally empty square, and sat on the square. An ancient and noble feeling that it was indestructible instantly pounced on everyone. Of course, the original 30,000 disciples of the mysterious sect were not unfamiliar with this name. However, those who had just joined naturally did not know what this item was or what use it had. Since all of you have lost your memories, then go back. Jian Feng, Zhu Chenxi, Lin Wanyu, Lin Tian, Nan, and the others, stay here. Everyone else, disperse. Yes, we will take our leave. Tens of thousands of disciples left in two directions. The Cloud Pagoda and the Heaven and Earth Bell didn't stop them. After all, they had Lin Rei's permission. Not long after, the originally crowded plaza became very quiet. Only the 5 disciples and a few important members of the upper echelon were left there, accompanying Linley. Why does this thing look so familiar? I think I've seen it in the Sect's scripture pavilion. The moment the Cloud Pagoda appeared, Jian Feng felt puzzled. At the same time, he felt a sense of déjà vu towards this jade pagoda. I remember now. This seems to be the Kunlun Immortal Clan's Cloud Pagoda. Why are you here? Finally, Jian Feng thought of the name of the pagoda and was shocked. He was very familiar with the Cloud Pagoda. The Cloud Pagoda used to belong to the Kunlun Immortal Clan, but it was stolen by someone. Lin hadn't taken it back yet, but he never would have thought that it would end up in the hands of Lin Rei, his sect master. As for the huge bell beside it, he didn't care about it at all. However, based on the information emitted by the huge bell, he felt that this huge bell definitely wasn't inferior to the Cloud Tower. In fact, it might even be superior. All right, you two came down. I want to ask you where the new god of the sect is. I think you two should be more familiar with the immortal world than me. At this time, all the disciples had returned to the Cloud Pagoda and the Cosmos Bell. Lin Rei asked Jian Feng and Xueqi. After all, the two of them lived in the immortal world and were much better than him, a dabbler. Oh, don't tell me you don't want to place the new god of the sect here? The immortal spiritual energy here is very rich. It's a very good place. Moreover, there are ferocious beasts from the endless mountain range helping you to protect the sect. Why do you want a new place? At this time, everyone was puzzled. They all felt that this place was very good. It should be the safest place for the sect to be. Yes, this place is very good. However, have you ever thought that the most important thing for a sect is competition? Yes, there are ferocious beasts guarding this place, but they don't feel any pressure. How can they grow? In the end, they will only become hothouse talkers and be trampled on by others. Moreover, the sect is bound to increase the number of people in the future. Although this place is very good, it is too small. I want to find a large place with spirit veins. If there is no sect, then that would be even better. If there is no other choice, then we can only destroy the sect and seize the god. After hearing Lin Rei's last sentence, everyone was stunned. Lin Wanyu and Lin Tian were fine. After all, they had followed Lin Rei all the way here. Therefore, they didn't feel anything special about Lin Rei's actions. However, they didn't know about the people who joined later. Think about it. Is there a place like this? Whether it is the east, west, north, south, or center, any place is fine. As long as the place is good, I don't care about anything else. Jian Feng regained his composure and listened to Lin Rei's request. Suddenly, a light flashed in his mind. A place that met all of Lin Rei's requirements appeared in his mind. However, after thinking about it, an awkward expression appeared on his face. And this scene fell into Lin Rei's eyes. Jian Feng, say what you want to say. No matter what place it is, since you found it, then say it. Lin Rei's words caused everyone's gaze to shift to Jian Feng's body. They wanted to hear what he was about to say. At this moment, Jian Feng didn't hide anything and spoke about the place in his mind. Yes, I found it. However, that place is very punctual. Many people don't come back after going there. Even the first-rate sects would fight to be the first to take that place for their own use. Okay, don't talk nonsense. Tell me the place directly. Chapter 359. Sigh, forget it. I'll go and take a look. I'll search as I go. If I can't find anything, I'll go to Sky Dome to take a look. Lin Rei had already made up his mind to find a new god. He had already decided that he had to learn how to refine tools. The principles of refining tools and refining pills were the same. As the saying goes, if one spiritual power was king level, then refining tools would be twice the result with half the effort. However, the current plan was to leave this place as soon as possible. Only then could they talk about the future. Sect Master, what should we do next? Just as Lin Rei was thinking about what to do next, Jian Feng asked. His eyes were filled with expectation. Let's take a look first. Sky Dome is in the east, so let's go there first. To be honest, I've been in the immortal world for more than 100 years, but I still don't know what the immortal world is like. After 100 years of seclusion, it's time to go out and gain experience. Hearing Lin Rei's words, everyone nodded. However, they were still afraid of Sky Dome. Especially Jian Feng and Xueqi, who lived in the immortal world, their eyes were filled with worry. Lin Li's character of leaving as soon as he said so. Lin Li, who had made up his mind, waved his hand, and the two treasures on the square, the clock and the tower, were instantly sucked into the system. Let's go, we should leave this place. We should go out and see the laws of the Great Thousand Worlds, the beautiful scenery, and the mountains and rivers of the Great Thousand Worlds. We should take this opportunity to relax. After saying that, Lin Rei no longer paid attention to them. There were still two formations in the Valley of Immortals, protecting this place. Who knows? Maybe they could return here in the future. This time, Lin Rei didn't set off alone. Instead, he left with a group of people. This time, Tai Yuan also followed. Lin Rei had fulfilled his promise to Tai Yuan 100 years ago. Before leaving, Lin Rei summoned the flood dragons he had subdued on planet Aqua Blue from the Cloud Pagoda. Everyone rode on a flood dragon and left the Sky End mountain range, heading east. Their speed wasn't very fast, but Lin Rei's words had all come true. Along the way, they were sightseeing. When they came across spirit roots and heavenly treasures, they kept them in their pockets. As the saying goes, no one would complain about having too many things. Along the way, no one deliberately stopped to cultivate. Instead, they allowed themselves to grow. At the same time, their realms were unknowingly rising along with their state of mind. It had already been a year since Linley had led them out of the Skyend Mountains. Along the way, they would stop every now and then. Whenever they came across a place with particularly good scenery, they would stop and admire it. Linley, in particular, would stop for a few more days when he came across a place that was filled with the aroma of wine. Only after drinking enough would they continue on their journey. Along the way to the east, as the saying goes, you don't mind trouble, but trouble will always follow you, like maggots in your bones, and you can't get rid of it. In the central area of the east, in a city called Xueqi City, Lin Rei and the others had just entered the city when they were stopped by the son of the city lord of Xueqi City. He deliberately made things difficult for them. Bing happened to be by Lin Rei's side, so things happened because of Bing's beauty. Humph boy, if you know what's good for you, quickly give me the woman beside you. Otherwise, I won't let you walk out of Xueqi City today. At this time, the person who was making threatening gestures was Yen Bei, the son of the city lord of Xueqi City, Yen Shan. This boy was arrogant and extremely lecherous, but when he saw a beautiful girl, he would go forward to adjust his breath. As soon as he left the city lord's mansion, he met Lin Rei and the others from Xueqi City. After calling Bing, he was stunned and insisted on bringing Bing back to be his wife. How could Lin Rei tolerate such a thing? Oh, the city lord's mansion. Why are there so many people who are courting death even though you don't want to kill people? To his women, they were his reverse scale. As long as they were wronged a little, then that person was already on Lin Rei's list of people to kill. If God blocked him, he would kill God. If Buddha blocked him, he would kill Buddha. No matter who it was, they would die. Hearing the person who called himself the young city lord of the city lord's mansion, Lin Rei looked at Yen Bei as if he was looking at a dead person. Humph, boasting shamelessly. Since you want to cause trouble in Xueqi City, come on. Kill them for me, don't leave a single one alive. Oh right, don't kill those 3 girls. I'm still waiting to go back and interrogate them tonight. Yen Bei, who had an evil smile on his face, emphasized the word interrogate at the end. At this moment, the lust in his eyes became even stronger. Is that so? If that's the case, then don't blame me for being impolite. With a bang, the martial Emperor Divine's spear instantly appeared in his hand. He gripped it tightly in his palm and his evil aura instantly increased. His slightly red eyes began to glow with a dazzling red color at this moment. It was very demonic and evil. Anyone who looked at it could not help but break out in a cold sweat. Today, don't let a single person from the city lord's mansion leave. No matter who they are, don't leave a single one of them alive. Exterminate their entire family. Lin Rei's order was given. As disciples of the Xuanzong sect, they naturally had to obey. In an instant, more than a dozen people were like wild horses that had broken free of their reins. Chapter 360. A battle was resolved so easily, without the slightest bit of effort. Good, they're finally dead. Let's see how they'll bully us in the future. This time, our Xueqi City will finally have peace. Yes. For so many years, the Yen family has been bullying us. Now, we finally have a good life. At this moment, the discussions of the citizens of Xueqi City were endless, as if they had endless complaints to pour out. They couldn't even finish talking. It seems that this time, I've been a good person. I didn't expect the city lord of Xueqi City to be so unwelcome. Thinking of this, Lin Rei couldn't help but think that there should be a lot of cultivation resources in the city lord's mansion. Thinking of this, Lin Rei stepped into the city lord's mansion. Pushing through the crowd and entering the city lord's mansion, more than 10 people of the Xuanzong sect stood at the gate for people to admire. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei's face couldn't help but twitch a little. Greetings, sect leader. The city lord's mansion is empty and everyone has been killed here. At this time, Jian Feng stood up and reported the recent situation of the city lord's mansion to Lin Rei. Then, He retreated and didn't say anything. Well, okay, let's go in. Let's see what good things there are in the City Lord's mansion. With that, Lin Rei walked into the City Lord's mansion. He released his divine sense and began to explore. From the sky to the earth, as long as it was a place that Lin Rei thought of, Lin Rei would go and explore. Sure enough, after a while, under a rockery in the backyard of the City Lord's mansion, there was a trace of immortal spirit qi. Although it was weak, it was still found by Lin Rei. Let's go. Leading the Xuanzong Sect people, Lin Rei went straight to the rockery in the backyard. The people behind him were helpless. They didn't think of this. You guys are really prodigal. Don't you know that you have to plunder resources? The resources of our entire sect are all provided by me alone. You have to plunder them too. As the saying goes, kill and steal. Now that everyone is here, you guys are indifferent. You know this is wrong. Ugh. Helpless, they didn't know how to continue the conversation. They had never worried about cultivation resources. As the saying goes, if you don't manage the household, you don't know the cost of daily necessities. And Lin Rei had a deep understanding of this. Very soon, the group arrived at the rockery in the backyard of the City Lord's mansion. Looking at the ordinary rockery, everyone was stunned. However, after seeing Lin Rei's actions, they understood. Boom! The martial emperor godly spear in Lin Rei's hand instantly pierced into the fake mountain. A wave of immortal spirit energy immediately blasted the fake mountain apart, revealing an entrance to the underground passage. Alright, let's go in and see what's inside. Seeing how the people outside were complaining about him, there must be a lot of good stuff inside. Taking the lead, Lin Rei pulled open the entrance of the tunnel and jumped into the place. The moment the entrance was pulled open, the lamp inside was instantly lit. Therefore Lin Rei could see everything in the tunnel. Moving forward quickly, there were no traps. Maybe Yen Shan didn't think he would die. The System City Lord's treasure room. There was no obstruction when they arrived at the place where the treasures were hidden. The moment they entered, a strong wave of immortal spirit energy rushed to their faces, and a panoramic view of the colorful treasures of heaven and earth could be seen. Damn! This small City Lord's mansion actually has so many treasures. It's almost 2/10 of all the treasures I have. It's really amazing. It seems that I'll have to do more of this kind of robbing in the future. At this moment, not only was Lin Rei surprised, but the dozen people from the Xuanzong sect who came in later were also surprised. Even Jian Feng and Zhu Chenxi, who lived in the sect, were the same. At this moment, just the spiritual stones alone were more than a dozen mountains. Although it was underground, the palace was not as big as the palace. However, this place was not any smaller than a palace. Just the spirit stones alone should be several hundred million. However, most of them were low-grade and middle-grade spirit stones. There were not many high-grade and top-grade spirit stones. But fortunately, no matter how little it was still meat. Lin Rei didn't mind. After seeing these things, Lin Rei began to walk around the underground treasure room. Damn, Tai true water. Alas, it's only 5 drops. It's only enough to refine elixirs once. If I had more, maybe I could use it to refine weapons in the future. As soon as Lin Rei said that, Jian Feng, who was behind him, couldn't help but want to punch him. He rolled his eyes and said, "Oh, what do you mean by only 5 drops? Do you really think this is an ordinary river?" Of course, Lin Rei thought about it in his heart. In reality, of course, it was hard to say. However, he was also very happy about such good things. After all, he was already a member of the Xuanzong sect and the head of the law enforcement department. More than a dozen mountains of spirit stones were collected. 5 drops of Tai true water were also collected. Seeing that the storage ring in his hand was full, he put it away. Then, with a flip of his hand, 5 brand new storage rings appeared in his hand once again. As for the storage rings, Lin Rei could have as many as he wanted. When he killed people before, all the storage rings were plundered by Lin Rei. Now they came in handy. Next, Lin Li continued to walk forward. At this moment, there was a weapon rack with 3 long swords and a spear on it. The weapons gleamed with a cold light. Even though they weren't being used, they still radiated a cold light, causing anyone who saw them to feel a lingering fear. Oh, not bad, Lin Rei. Although these things are not as good as your weapons, they are good for your disciples. Moreover, They are all upper-grade celestial artifacts. The long spear is a little better and can be called a best-grade celestial artifact. However, that long spear is a little evil. It's better not to give it away. Little Dragon's voice suddenly came out. Lin Rei, who was about to put away the weapons on the weapon rack, raised his hands. Oh, evil? Oh, is it more evil than me? As he spoke, he waved his hand and the 4 weapons flew into his sack. Linley had quite a few immortal artifacts, including the ones he had left behind when breaking the formation, the ones he had taken from the people he had killed, and the ones he had obtained from the system. Of course, Linley wouldn't easily give away the items he had obtained from the system. Hey, you're right. But now you have the Martial Emperor Divine Spear. That long spear is no longer useful. After you learn how to refine weapons, you can refine that long spear and then forge a new one. I believe that the quality will be better by then. Lin Rei listened carefully to the little dragon's advice. He did not dare to forget it, even though he looked sloppy on the surface. Okay, I know. After speaking, Linley turned and walked forward. Needless to say, this palace was extraordinarily large. Even after walking for so long, there were still quite a few good things left behind. Damn, what's this? It's so fragrant. Just when Lin Rei was looking around, a strange fragrance entered his nose. In an instant, Lin Rei's mind could no longer think of anything else. Smelling the fragrance, he walked forward on his own, and the disciples behind him did the same. They followed Lin Rei and did not dare to leave. At the same time, they also smelled the strange fragrance. Step by step, they missed a lot of treasures along the way. Lin Rei did not have a chance, because now Lin Rei's nerves were all on the strange fragrance. As the saying went, the heavens reward those who persevere. Finally, Linley's group arrived at the side of a pool. Linley's gaze fell upon the center of the pool, where a lotus seed was glowing. Linley was certain that the strange fragrance was coming from within the lotus seed. However, he did not know what it was. Logically speaking, he had learned the art of seeing and was familiar with all kinds of spiritual herbs. However, he had never seen or heard of this lotus before. Little dragon, quickly tell me, what is this lotus for? What is it called? What kind of species is it? Why have I never seen it before? She pouted her lips and said everything that she wanted to say and ask. She didn't take away any of her thoughts. Jian Feng and the others also stopped by the pool. Chapter 361. Oh, you'd better think it through. Anyway, I have plenty of time. As far as I know, if the green lotus is not picked after half an hour, it will fall off and merge with the roots, and then bloom and bear fruit again. Ah! Fortunately, this was Lin Rei. If it was someone else, they would have already broken down. Faced with such conditions, Lin Rei thought for a long time. However, for the sake of the green lotus and the lotus seeds, he finally gritted his teeth and agreed. Okay. I'll give it to you. Gritting his teeth, he agreed. At this moment, the little dragon was happy, but Lin Rei's heart was bleeding. Ah! That's my hard-earned money. How can you take it away like that? His heart was screaming in pain, but he had to endure it on the surface. This kind of pain, only Lin Rei himself knew. Good, that's right. Here is the blue gold box. Remember, this thing should not appear in the world easily. Just look at it in front of your own sect's disciples. If this thing appears in the world, even a venerable immortal will kill you for it. Then, he gave the blue gold box to Lin Rei. His tone was very cautious, and he even thought before he spoke. Seeing this scene, Lin Rei knew that this blue gold box must be a rare treasure. At this moment, Lin Rei felt a little better. His bleeding heart was scarred at this moment. Well, I know what I'm doing, so I won't leak it. I know this principle. Well, it's good that you know. And remember, you must not expose your blood in front of outsiders. For Lin Rei's blood, the little dragon had to be cautious, because it was related to the lives of many people. Okay, I'll go out. You said that it will fall off after a while. I don't want such a good thing to be wasted. After saying goodbye to the little dragon, he exited the conversation with the little dragon and returned to the consciousness of his body. Swish! The awakened Linley willed it, and the blue gold box that had been in his system's storage basket appeared in his hands. However, only Lin Rei and the little dragon knew about it. Other people didn't know about it at all. I couldn't see anything. At most, I could see that it was a blue box, and nothing else. Whoosh! A sonic boom rang out, and Lin Rei instantly disappeared. When Jian Feng and the others saw Lin Rei again, he was above the green lotus seed pod. Hee hee, it's mine. Looking at the green lotus pods and lotus seeds that he was about to obtain, Lin Rei's saliva flowed out of his mouth. He looked like he was asking for a beating. He tiptoed and grabbed the green lotus pod. Activating his immortal spiritual energy, he pulled the green lotus pod out. In an instant, the blue gold box opened and the green lotus pod was stored inside. His actions were as smooth as flowing water. Before anyone could react, Lin Rei had already completed his task. Hee hee, a treasure. Looks like I have to limit the level of the elixir. Otherwise, such a good thing would be wasted. As he spoke, the blue gold box was stored in the system. Generally speaking, ordinary things were stored in the storage ring, and very important and precious things were stored in the system. This was because the system would never expose things in front of people. Lin Rei, quickly go to the water and collect the roots of the green lotus pod. Then, plant it in the heaven and earth bell. It will grow again quickly. In addition to the time difference in the heaven and earth bell, I believe it won't take long for a new one to grow again. Yes, why didn't I think of that? With the little dragon's reminder, Lin Rei instantly came to his senses. Without saying anything, he directly jumped into the pool. With a splash, he sank into the water. On the shore, those who had followed Lin Rei for a long time knew what Lin Rei was doing. However, some people felt very puzzled. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was in the water, finally understood what it meant to be in another world. Originally, he thought that the pool would be very shallow. However, when he thought of Lin Rei, who had just entered the pool, he did not think so. At this moment, the pool was very vast. It was unimaginable. Damn, what the hell is going on? Where is the root of the green lotus pod? It's such a big place. How can I find it? Looking at this place, Lin Rei did not know where to start. However, this bright golden liquid appeared in front of Lin Rei. Lin Rei felt a very strong immortal spiritual energy from it. Heh, looks like I don't have to look for it. With that, Lin Rei pointed in the direction of the liquid and went down. 100 meters, 200 meters, 300 meters, 600 meters. At 600 meters, Lin Rei finally saw the bottom of the pool. And the root of the green lotus pod clearly appeared in front of Lin Rei's eyes. The strong immortal spiritual energy filled every active cell in Lin Rei's body. His mood also improved a lot. Quickly dig out the root and move it into the heaven and earth bell. Otherwise, the root will wither and it will be too late. Ah! The little dragon's words shocked Lin Rei. Then, he grabbed the root of the green lotus pod and began to pull. What's going on? Why can't I pull out a spirit root with a strength of 500,000 gene with one hand? However, Lin Rei did not believe it. Therefore, he grabbed the spirit root and began to pull again. However, this time, Lin Rei used both hands. The strength of both hands combined was at least 500,000 gene. This time, Lin Rei was determined to succeed. Ah! Get up! With a roar, he exerted force with both hands. Slowly, the spirit root began to move. Bit by bit, it began to leave the pool. Time passed quietly. The people on the shore waited for a long time, but their sect leader still did not come up. They began to panic. Logically speaking, there should not be any ferocious beasts in these few years. Moreover, Lin Rei was an early-stage immortal monarch. It was impossible for him to be in danger. At this moment, Lin Rei was at the bottom of the pool. He had already used all his strength, but the spirit root was only half out. This time, Lin Rei was completely speechless. Fine, you're awesome. Fine, you're awesome. Oh, I told you to pay attention to body tempering. Look, it's great now. Logically speaking, with your strength, you should have a strength of 100,000 gene with one hand. However, you're only using both hands. Alas! The old Xiaolong appeared in front of Linli. Looking at Linli, whose face was red from holding back his laughter, Xiaolong said to Linli, as though he wanted to laugh but was holding back his laughter. Okay, you know it now. Lin Rei did not refute because what the little dragon said was right. He did not say anything and allowed the little dragon to ridicule him. However, Lin Rei was still persisting in pulling out the spirit root. Time passed little by little. Lin Rei persevered in the process of the little dragon. Finally, the spirit root was taken out by Lin Rei. In an instant, Lin Rei found a good place to store it in the Chenkuan bell. Huff huff. Lin Rei, who was gasping for breath, involuntarily floated up. Lin Rei was also happy to be free. With a splash, Lin Rei's head came out of the water. At this moment, everyone saw that Lin Rei was fine. The worries in their hearts were relieved. This time, it was a very satisfactory end. Although he lost 100 million low-grade spirit stones, it was not his. Overall, it was still a good result. Chapter 362. Whoosh. In an instant, Lin Rei jumped out of the water and came to the shore. As he had a celestial artifact, the water was not wet at all. Only his hair was a little wet, but at this moment, it showed Lin Rei's handsome image. Hee, we have a great harvest this time. I didn't expect the small city lord of Xueqi city to have so many things. Hee, but in the end he still gave them to us. Looking at Jian Feng and the rest, Lin Rei smiled and said to them, Here, go and pack up all the treasures here. In the future, use them as rewards for the disciples of the faction. As he spoke, dozens of storage rings turned into a ray of light and disappeared into the hands of Jian Feng and the rest. Yes, we will follow the sect leader's orders. After receiving Lin Rei's order, the middle-aged people took the storage rings in their hands and began to spread out in all directions. They began to search for the treasures that the city lord had left here. Needless to say, the things in Yenshan were not ordinary. Just with these things alone, it was enough to form a team of a medium-sized faction. With everyone working together, it wasn't long before everyone came to Linley with a storage ring in hand. They respectfully handed it over to Linley. We were fortunate enough to complete the mission given to us by the sect leader. Heh. Looking at the dozens of storage rings, he did not hesitate to take them and put them in the system. At this moment, he did not have the time to check what was in the storage rings. Let's go. At this moment, I am in a very good mood. Let's go out and see what is special about Xueqi City. As he spoke, Lin Rei led the way to the surface. At this moment, the place where the treasures had appeared was now in tatters. There was nothing left. Sect leader, I will go to the Array Formation Guild later to verify my Array Formation Master level. Is that okay? At this moment, Lin Rei and the rest had already reached the surface. Suddenly, Xueqi, who was behind them, came forward and asked Lin Rei. Array Formation Guild? What is that place? At this moment, Lin Rei was full of doubts. This was the first time he had heard of the Array Formation Guild. However, after hearing it, he was interested. Since it could verify the Array Formation Master level. It wasn't just Lin Rei. Other than Jian Feng, everyone else gathered around, wanting to know where the Array Formation Guild was. Could it be that Sect Master doesn't know about the Array Guild? Could it be that Sect Master hasn't judged the ranks of the Array Guild? Xueqi cried out in surprise. Her eyes were filled with disbelief. She did not expect that such a powerful array had not been judged by the Array Formation Association. That meant that no one knew about it. Well, to be honest, before I met you I just came up from the lower realm, so I don't know much about the things in the immortal realm. Also, I don't know much about the Array Guild in the lower realm. I have been cultivating in the lower realm, so I don't know much about these things. Ugh. At this moment, Jian Feng and Xueqi were stunned on the spot. Their mouths were wide open and the corners of their mouths were twitching slightly. Their eyes were filled with disbelief. Just came up from the lower realm. Isn't that migration? How is this possible? How is it possible to let a sect, with tens of thousands of people, go through the heavenly tribulations at the same time and place? How courageous is this? At this moment, Jian Feng and Xueqi were thinking in their hearts. They had never heard of anyone who could lead a sect to the immortal realm. This was the first time they had heard of it. Sect leader, it seems that we still know little about you. Sect leaders' great achievements have never appeared even in the immortal realm. Right now, it had to be said that the amount of adoration the two of them felt for Linley was like a never-ending river. Hee. Well, let's find a place to stay on the way. Then we can talk about it slowly. After saying that, Lin Rei led them out of the city governor's mansion. After asking passers-by, he learned that there was an immortal brewhouse in Xueqi City. Then he led them straight to the immortal brewhouse. On the way, Jian Feng and Zhu Chenxi still had not recovered from Lin Rei's information. Lin Rei in front of them also came to the immortal brewhouse while talking and laughing. Looking at the signboard above his head, Lin Rei walked into the immortal brewhouse with a smile. Young master, what would you like to order? Our immortal brew is very authentic. What would you like to drink? As soon as he entered the door, a waiter hurriedly greeted him and asked Lin Rei. His actions were very attentive. We're sitting by the window. It's a little crowded. Find a bigger place for us and serve us the best things you have here. All the signboards will do. That's all. If there's a need, we'll call you. Okay, young master, this way. This is the biggest place in our shop. It is enough to seat all of you. After knowing Lin Rei's request, the waiter led Lin Rei and the others to the table by the window and left to the back to serve the dishes. Come, sit down. We are not in the sect now. There is no need to be so restrained. After saying that, Lin Rei sat down. As soon as Lin Rei finished speaking, Lin Wanyu came to Lin Rei's side without saying a word. She grabbed his arm and intimately leaned against Lin Rei's side. How old are you now? Why are you still like when you were young? Looking at his eldest disciple, Lin Rei was very helpless. However, there was nothing he could do. Anyway, Lin Rei himself was already used to it. Yes, we will follow your orders. After saying that, Jian Feng and the others sat down quietly. At this time, the atmosphere began to become awkward. Chapter 363. Since they had already decided, there was no way to change it. After discussing it, everyone began to eat the dishes on the table. As they ate, they talked about some interesting things they had seen and heard on the way. The sky outside gradually darkened. As night fell, a gust of cold wind blew in from the window, causing the somewhat drunk Lin Rei to instantly wake up. Hiss, I didn't expect the wine here to be so awesome. It can even make me, an immortal monarch, drunk. When I leave, I must bring more with me. The sober Lin Rei looked at the wine in his hand and was overjoyed. The wine he drank in the past was like drinking water, but this time, he was truly drunk. Raising his head, he saw that out of the dozen or so people who were originally drinking, only Bing was not drunk. Her eyes were looking out of the window and her cheeks were red. Perhaps it was because she had drunk wine, but the current Bing was especially charming. For a moment, Lin Rei was completely dazed. As for Bing, after sensing something strange, she turned her head and looked at her young master's current appearance. Her heart instantly raced and her face turned red. Cough cough, young master, what are you looking at? She pretended not to know, calmed herself down, and then asked Lin Rei. That I want to say there's no more wine. Go buy some wine, and then come out with me to see how the night view of Xueqi City is. Okay, I'll go now. She was very happy with her young master's invitation. The two of them were about to become husband and wife, but with the appearance of Jean Ling, everything changed. With that, Bing left her seat with a smile on her face and a rosy complexion, and went to the counter to buy wine. At this moment, Lin Rei looked at Bing's back and felt extremely guilty. He didn't know what to say. Boss, fill this gourd with immortal sky wine. Money is not a problem, as long as it's full. Bing came to the counter and took out a blue gourd with red lines and handed it to the boss. She also took out a lot of mid-grade spirit stones from her storage ring and placed them on the counter. It looked like there were over 10,000 of them. All right, I'll fill it to the brim. However, are you sure that the spirit stones will be mine if I fill it to the brim? Looking at the wine gourd in his hand, the owner asked with uncertainty. There were so many unreasonable people in this world, and it was possible to meet all of them, so it was better to be safe than sorry. Not bad. But are you sure these spirit stones are enough to pay for the wine? Ice's question puzzled the boss. What did he mean by "is it enough"? It was just a small gourd, and there were 10,000 mid-grade spirit stones in front of him. How could it not be enough? Enough, enough, definitely enough. If there are no objections, this old man will go get the wine. Bing did not speak, and the boss walked in silently. Bing, who was in front of the counter, smiled. Haha, the horse gourd is an immortal artifact. Not to mention a 1,000-meter-long river. Even if you filled the entire restaurant with all the wine inside, it still wouldn't be enough to fill it up, let alone the immortal sky brew that I want. At this moment, Bing's face was full of playfulness, and after the boss heard Bing's words, he would not go into the sea anymore. Time passed little by little. Lin Rei, who was sitting at the table, saw that Bing had not returned. He thought that something had happened, so he stood up and went to look for her. However, as soon as he stood up, he saw that Bing was in front of the counter, and her eyes were staring at the room behind the counter. Well, what's going on? Lin Rei, who did not know what was going on, walked to Bing's side and asked her, What's wrong, Bing? Isn't it just getting a bottle of wine? Why is it so slow? Ah, young master, I asked the boss to get the wine, but he hasn't come out yet. I don't know what's going on. Suddenly, Lin Rei's voice sounded behind her. Bing, who was already nervous, became even more nervous at this moment. She quickly turned around and lowered her head to explain. Is there such a thing? As soon as she finished speaking, a man came out in a hurry. He looked embarrassed and said to Bing, young lady, I'm really sorry. I didn't recognize Mount Tai. I didn't even see that your gourd was a fairy weapon. Fortunately, it was crazy. Now it's... As he spoke, the boss handed the gourd in his hand to Bing and said embarrassedly. At this moment, Lin Rei was confused. He did not know what was going on. When he heard that it was a fairy weapon, he looked at the gourd again. However, Lin Rei could tell the level of the gourd at a glance. Alas! Well, since you don't have it, then forget it. Anyway, if you put all the wine in your shop into the gourd, it won't be full. With that, he handed 10,000 mid-grade spirit stones to the boss and said, These spirit stones are for you. Take the money for the wine and the food. By the way, give us some rooms. Let's use the number of people as the standard. By the way, I'll take the room that my companion gave me. Thank you. After speaking, Bing did not say anything more. She left the restaurant with Lin Rei and walked on the bustling street. As for the boss's words, she did not hear it clearly. It could even be said that she did not hear it at all. Alas! It's difficult to open a shop, but it's even more difficult to do business. According to Bing's words, the boss sent a few people to take the keys and carry the drunk Xuanzong Sect disciples, including Jian Feng, back to their rooms. At this moment, on the streets of Yankuei City, Lin Rei was leaning back and laughing. His face was full of smiles. Bing, who was beside him, also laughed after seeing this scene. Ha ha ha, Bing, I really don't know what to say. You let an immortal artifact that can store a river be used to store wine. Moreover, the owner is really stupid. He is so stupid that he doesn't want to live anymore. Ha ha ha, I am really drunk. Young master, I opened the mysterious ice palace 100 years ago and asked you to collect it. I know you like to drink, and this gourd can hold wine. It's just right. After hearing Bing's words, Lin Rei, who was full of smiles, was silent for a while. His eyes were full of struggle and guilt. Alas! Bing, why do you have to do this? For some reason, Lin Rei did not feel that this sentence was inappropriate. However, because of this sentence, Bing was angry and roared at Lin Rei. Humph, young master, don't say such things in the future. I like you, I love you. This is my business. Similarly, this is the most important thing in my life. Being able to protect you by your side is the most disgusting thing for Zhao Liying in my life. I'm willing. After speaking quickly, she stuffed the gourd into Lin Rei's hand. She turned around and tears came out of her eyes. Then she quickly left, leaving Lin Rei alone in the same place. Looking at the gourd in his hand, his heart was extremely heavy. Alas! What a sin! It seems that this relationship is not going to be over. After saying that, Lin Rei did not chase after Bing, because Bing left in the direction of the restaurant. Lin Rei also walked forward alone, holding the wine gourd in his hand, unwilling to let go. Time always passed quickly. In the blink of an eye, it turned from night to day. Last night, some people slept soundly, some did not, and some were even secretly plotting something. After parting with Bing, Lin Rei did not go back to the restaurant. Instead, he walked alone on the street, admiring the bustling streets. However, in the blink of an eye, it turned from night to day. At this moment, Lin Rei was still full of energy. The wine gourd in his hand was still pouring wine into his mouth. Alas! It's daybreak. It's time to go back. After saying that, Lin Rei looked for the direction to go back and stepped forward. At this moment, in the restaurant, Jian Feng and a dozen others were already seated at the dining table, but they couldn't find Lin Li. They were very anxious. Although they knew that there shouldn't be any danger, as their leader, his safety was more important than their own lives. Why don't we go out and look for him? What if Master? Humph, shut your crow's mouth. Don't talk nonsense. Remember, Master is invincible. How could anything happen to him? Maybe he'll be back soon. At this moment, as soon as Karen finished speaking, he was interrupted by Lin Wanyu. In an instant, he shut his mouth and sat obediently in his seat. One could imagine how important Lin Wanyu's words were to them. Haha, I'm back. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Rei came out from the back with a dispirited look, which puzzled everyone. You're awake. Let's go. After saying that, Lin Rei, who had not yet sat down, left the restaurant again and walked towards the Magic Array Guild, which he had found yesterday. As for Jian Feng and the others, they didn't say a word. They followed behind Lin Li, not saying a single word. Following the route that he had found yesterday, Lin Rei came to the entrance of the Magic Array Guild. Looking at the magnificent entrance of the guild, Lin Rei's heart was filled with joy. Let's go. After saying that, Lin Rei lifted his foot and was about to enter. However, at this moment, the guards at the entrance stopped Lin Rei and the others. You can go back. Today is the annual fair examination of the Magic Array Guild. Those who are not fair are not allowed to enter. Their attitude was very arrogant, as if the Fair Magic Array Guild was their brother. Or perhaps, they were looking down on Lin Rei and the others. Humph! Dogs who use their master's power to bully others. How dare you block my young master? F***CK. You are courting death. Bam bam. Two muffled sounds were heard. The two guards who had been watching Lin Rei were sent flying by Jian Feng. The passers-by who saw this scene were all very emotional. At the same time, they felt respect for the actions of Lin Rei and the others. They had also been bullied by the two guards who had been sent flying. Let's go. Remember, don't attack unless you have no other choice. If you really can't take it anymore, don't hold back. If you attack, you will die. Do you hear me? Looking at the two people on the ground, Lin Rei reminded the people behind him. After saying that, Lin Rei came to the side of the two guards who had blocked him previously. In an instant, a terrifying immortal chi was released and Lin Rei's face stepped on the two guards' hearts. Their vitality disappeared and their souls returned to the heavens. At the same time, Lin Rei's aura was detected by the experts in the guild and he immediately rushed out. The moment he finished speaking to the old man, he turned around and was about to leave. As for Xueqi, Lin Rei would never allow her to join such a guild. Wait, fellow Taoist, please wait. Just as Lin Rei was about to leave, a gentle voice with a sense of vicissitudes of life was heard. Then, an old man with white hair and a youthful complexion appeared silently in front of Lin Rei. You! This action was enough to show that the old man in front of him had a very high cultivation base. Lin Rei didn't even sense his chi. He didn't even know how he appeared. Hee, Lin Rei, it seems like you're in trouble this time. The old man in front of you is a genuine fake immortal venerable expert. If it weren't for the fact that the immortal world only restricts immortal venerables, I'm afraid he would immediately become an immortal venerable expert. The little dragon's reminder made Lin Rei's heart tremble for a moment. However, it was only for a moment before he regained his composure. Without any expression on his face, he spoke to the old man in a calm tone. I wonder if this senior has a reason for calling me here. If you want to avenge them, then no matter how strong your cultivation base is, I won't let you succeed even if I have to sacrifice my primordial spirit. Since the old man's strength might be tyrannical, it wasn't inappropriate to make things ugly first. At this moment, Jian Feng and the others were looking at the old man vigilantly, as if they were ready to fight. Hey, relax. This person has exceeded the scope of our ability to deal with him. However, you don't have to be nervous. If there's really no other choice, I, as the sect leader, can still protect you. Linley's mental message caused Jian Feng and the others behind him to feel warmth in their hearts. At the same time, they were determined to protect Linley at all costs, even at the cost of their own lives. Of course, they were communicating with each other using telepathy. Otherwise, the old man would have heard them. Hey, little friend, perhaps you've misunderstood. I'm not looking for trouble. I'm here to deal with the pests in our guild. It's these bastards who have been doing evil outside and tarnishing the reputation of our guild. After saying those words, he turned around and pushed the heavenly high immortal expert lying on the ground. A formless hand appeared and kicked the old man up into the air like a dead dog. Humph, seeing that you're a talent, I didn't want to argue with you. I didn't expect you to go so far today. It seems that the guild can't tolerate you, but we can't let you go to other places to cause trouble. So, there's only one way. At this point, a sharp killing intent flashed in the eyes of the old man. With a clench of his fist, the heavenly high immortal expert who was lifted into the air was crushed into pieces, not even leaving behind a single piece of him. Hiss! This scene caused Lin Rei and the others in Xueqi City to be moved. At this moment, Lin Rei also felt a sense of oppression from the great disparity in strength. I sigh that my strength is still not enough. If I really met such a person, I'm afraid I would have died immediately. Although the formation can kill an immortal emperor expert, it still takes time to set up the formation. Seeing the strength of the old man, Lin Rei's thoughts ran quickly in his mind. He began to think about how to improve his cultivation in the future. Oh, I didn't expect that a little fake immortal monarch would make you feel so oppressed. TSK, it seems that you have to find more trouble in the future. And your target must be someone who's stronger than you. This way, your cultivation will improve faster. At this moment, when Lin Rei was troubled, the little dragon appeared in front of Lin Rei and began to talk without restraint. Yes. It seems that I have to improve my strength quickly. After saying that, Lin Rei stopped talking to the little dragon. After Lin Rei ignored the little dragon returned to the system to cultivate. Sect Master, why don't we leave now? As the saying goes, where there's life, there's hope. This person is too strong. We're no match for him. Just as Lin Rei and the little dragon were talking, Jian Feng, who had been following Lin Rei, came forward and dissuaded Lin Rei. Of course, this was not only Jian Feng's idea, but also the idea of the higher-ups of Sword Sect. You don't have to do this. I've said that I'm here to clean up the sect. Since I've already done that, there's nothing left. If you don't mind, why don't you go to the Formation Guild for a chat? Just as Jian Feng and Lin Rei were talking, the old man said to Lin Rei and then disappeared in an instant, leaving only echoes behind. Hoo-hoo! When the old man disappeared, everyone heaved a sigh of relief. Their tensed bodies relaxed at this moment. Damn, he's finally gone. I didn't expect to meet such a powerful existence after coming to the immortal world for such a long time. Moreover, this expert seems to be from the Formation Guild. His mind was filled with questions. Right at this moment, Linley began to walk towards the Formations Guild. The reason why he hadn't gone before was because of those scumbags from before. But now, Linley had decided to join the Formations Guild. Well, don't call others behind my back. Let's go to the Formation Guild. As he spoke, with a single teleport, Linley disappeared from his original spot. When he reappeared, he was already within the Formations Guild, and the old man from before was chuckling as he looked at him. As for Jian Feng and the others, they followed Lin Rei the moment he disappeared. Not long after, they arrived at the Formation Guild and stood behind Lin Rei. Little friend, this old man is Gong Sun Haotian, the president of the Formation Guild in Xueqi City. I'm also the manager of all the guilds in the eastern region. I heard that you're here to check the Formation Guild. May I know what your rank is? After hearing the old man's introduction, Lin Rei didn't hide anything and directly told him his name and some relevant information. I'm Lin Rei, the Sect Master of Xuanzong Sect, a King Formation Master. What? You're the Sect Master of Xuanzong Sect? How is this possible? How can you be so young? A sudden exclamation frightened Lin Rei. However, what surprised Lin Rei even more was that he didn't seem to have appeared before. How did this old man know about his sect? At this moment, everyone, including Lin Rei, braced themselves and became vigilant. What if this old man was an enemy? Ha ha ha, little friend. You don't have to be so vigilant against me. Your story started 100 years ago when you killed the immortal emperor and hundreds of cultivators above the immortal realm in Jingqing City. The name Xuanzong Sect has been imprinted in every cultivator's heart since 100 years ago. However, they didn't know that the sect master of Xuanzong Sect is such a young sect master. Oh? So that's how it is. Seeing that the old man's eyes didn't have a trace of deceit, Lin Rei relaxed his vigilance. However, being vigilant was the only thing that Lin Rei had learned since he started his cultivation. Of course, he would only put away his vigilance when it came to his relatives. Senior Gong-sun, we're here today to check the Formation Master's rank. No comment. Yes, of course. Please wait a moment. I'll test you personally later. Chapter 365. Okay. Hearing Chairman Gongsuan's words, Linli nodded in agreement. And then he sat down, quietly waiting. Gong-sun Haotian kept looking at Lin Rei curiously. No one knew what he was thinking, but Lin Rei's scalp went numb from the look in his eyes. Cough, cough, cough. He wanted to use his cough to remind Gong-sun Haotian, but Gong-sun Haotian remained unmoved. Men, why are you treating a distinguished guest like this? Quickly take out my 10,000 years tea king and brew a pot for sect leader Lin. Suddenly, Lin Rei had an impulse to go up and beat him up, but that old man was so shameless. Hee, I'm sorry, sect leader Lin. My subordinates are not sensible. Please forgive them. Okay, it's fine, it's fine. As the saying goes, one does not hit a smiling face. Moreover, Gong-sun Haotian had been respectful to him all this time. That was even more unacceptable. At this moment, the pain in Linli's heart was unbearable. You can talk and watch for a while, but this old bastard is not done yet. If it wasn't for the fact that Linli couldn't control himself, he probably would have gone up and killed him long ago. How could he allow him to act so recklessly? Humph, I'll endure it. Isn't it just watching? Just watch. When I surpass you in the future, I will strip you naked and hang you on the city wall of Yenkue City. He thought angrily. Of course, this was just a thought. He would not really do it. At this moment, the tea that Gong-sun Haotian had ordered was brought over. Instantly, a fragrant aroma filled the air. What was even more unbelievable was that when the tea was brought over and Linli smelled the aroma of the tea, his state of mind was completely relaxed. His cultivation level rose by an imperceptible amount. If it weren't for Linli's powerful divine sense, he wouldn't have noticed it at all. Looking at the tea in front of him, Lin Rei picked it up and took a small sip. He closed his eyes and savored it. Immediately, the speed at which his cultivation rose began to increase. Sensing this, Lin Rei was shocked and felt that it was inconceivable. He had long known that the advancement of one's realm depended on how one's state of mind was. However, Lin Rei had not expected that this tea would actually have such an effect. Of course, Lin Rei didn't know anything about tea. If he didn't feel that his realm had increased, he would have only taken a sip and stopped drinking. However, it was different now. The increase in his realm was exactly what he needed. With a gulp, he gulped down the entire cup of tea. Closing his eyes, he felt better about the increase in his cultivation level. Ugh. Haha, sect leader Lin is indeed forthright. Even when you drink tea, you are still so domineering. You are indeed the leader of a sect. At that moment, Gong-sun Haotian, who was sitting in the main seat, saw his precious tea being drunk in one gulp. His heart was bleeding. Normally, he would slowly taste his tea one mouthful at a time. But now, he regretted it. Gulp, gulp. At this moment, Linli was holding a teapot and pouring tea into his mouth as if he was drinking wine. At this moment, Gong Sun Haotian's heart spurted out like a fountain of blood, and his face was filled with extreme shock. Ah! Looking at Lin Rei drinking the tea happily, Gong Sun Haotian's heart ached. However, he couldn't stop him. When Jian Feng and the others saw the actions of a sect leader and then looked at Gong Sun Haotian, they laughed in their hearts. Haha, not bad. President Gong Sun, your tea is really good. However, it's a little too little. Do you have more? After drinking the tea, Lin Rei handed the teapot to Gong Sun Haotian and said casually, "You still want more?" Gong Sun Haotian exclaimed. Immediately, Gong Sun Haotian felt that something was wrong. He quickly explained, Sect leader Lin, it's not that I'm stingy. It's just that this tea is really rare. I obtained it from a dangerous place. There's not much left. Let me make it clear first. It's not that I don't want to give you more, but I don't have any more. Sigh. What a pity. I thought President Gong Sun had a lot of these things and wanted to shamelessly ask for some for my disciples to taste. Sigh. It seems like they won't have the luck to taste it. Looking at Gong Sun Haotian's reaction, Lin Rei was happy. Gong Sun Haotian's words could only fool a child. Lin Rei didn't believe him. However, since Gong Sun Haotian said so, Lin Rei couldn't force him. After all, good things were precious, not to mention things that could increase one's cultivation level. Yes. When Gong Sun Haotian heard Lin Rei's words, he was so scared that he broke out in cold sweat. His face was full of embarrassment. However, when Gong Sun Haotian heard Lin Rei's words, he fell from his seat and fell to the ground. President Gong Sun, may I know where you're looking for this tea king? If I have time, I'll go there and see if I'm as lucky as you. Plop. Gong Sun Haotian fell to the ground after hearing Lin Rei's words. Instantly, everyone was stunned. Their eyes were full of doubts. Wasn't he just asking for a place? Was there a need to do this? Sect leader Lin, I still have some savings. I'll give it to you later. I'll give it to you. You can't go there. At this time, Gong Sun Haotian's heart was bleeding. At the same time he thought to himself, how can you go there? If you go, will I still have a tea king to drink in the future? Of course, Lin Rei couldn't know what Gong Sun Haotian was thinking. Therefore, he decided to give his savings to Lin Rei. Only then would he realize that Gong Sun Haotian wanted to find the tea king. Hee, President, you have one now? That's great. Originally, I was just saying that. I didn't really want to go there. However, since you have tea, I'll respectfully accept it. Hee. Gong Sun Haotian smiled bitterly after hearing Lin Rei's words. In his heart, he was cursing Lin Rei's 18 generations of ancestors. Jian Feng and the others behind him were trying their best not to laugh. Their faces were red from holding back their laughter. All right. Let's go to the Array Master's level. At this time, Gong Sun Haotian felt that his face was extremely painful. It was as if he had been beaten by many people. He quickly changed the topic. He stood up and walked towards the depths of the guild. Lin Rei and the others stood up after hearing Gong Sun Haotian's words. Then, they followed Gong Sun Haotian into the depths of the guild. Along the way, they saw many people. They were all Array Masters here today. Although there were many people, most of them hadn't awakened. They wanted to take advantage of the loopholes. If they succeeded, they would become a dragon in one step and become a person above others. However, it wasn't easy to take advantage of the loopholes in the Array Master's level. Most of them were eliminated. We're almost there. Up ahead, Gong Sun Haotian suddenly came to a halt. After speaking to Linli, he quickly walked forward. His speed was extremely fast. Seeing this, Lin Rei also chased after him, leaving Jian Feng and the others far behind. Lin Rei had the body of a peak immortal tool. In terms of speed, he was comparable to an immortal emperor. Therefore, without using any immortal spiritual qi, Lin Rei easily caught up with Gong Sun Haotian. President Gong Sun is indeed a fake immortal venerable. Your strength is really strong. Oh? Since Sect leader Lin said so, let's start the test. As soon as he finished speaking, Lin Rei squinted his eyes and looked around vigilantly. What's going on? This place is actually a Array Master? Suddenly, the surrounding phantom spirits began to change. The originally antique passage had now turned into an ice mountain and an ice river. The whole place had turned into an ice age. The cold wind whistled. At this moment, Lin Rei was very clear-headed. At the same time, he despised Gong Sun Haotian in his heart. Damn it! Why didn't you tell me earlier that you were going to test me? You made me unprepared. At this moment, Lin Rei really wanted to catch Gong Sun Haotian and make him feel what he was feeling now. Hee, Sect Leader Lin, this is a king-level array. If you can open it within the specified time, not only will you be able to take the immortal tools inside, but you will also receive all the benefits of the Array Master Association. Oh, I forgot to tell you that this Array Master is called the Killing Ice Array. It's a killing array. It's extremely powerful. I wish you good luck, haha. The shameless laughter made Lin Rei want to rush out and beat him up. However, at this moment, the Array Master was moved. Whoosh, whoosh. A cold wind whistled past. It was accompanied by a hidden murderous intent. Ha. Chapter 366. Oh, I didn't expect this old thing to be so generous. He used a best-grade celestial artifact as the trapping array core. Should I say you are generous or stupid? Looking at the best-grade celestial artifact in front of him, Lin Rei didn't say anything. He put it in his bag, and his face was full of smiles because of the best-grade celestial artifact. Hee, old thing, this is a gift from you. As the saying goes, one who doesn't take advantage of others is a bastard. Ha ha ha. Lin Rei laughed heartily. But at this time, Gong Sun Haotian, who was outside the formation, was not happy. His heart was bleeding. Woo-woo, this is a best-grade celestial artifact. I didn't expect that the decision I made in the beginning would cause me to lose the colorful robe. Alas. However, since Lin Rei could break through the king-level trapping array, it meant that he had the strength of a king-level array master. Sect Leader Lin, you have passed the test. If you don't want to go, come out. I will give you a set of king-level array master's robe. At this moment, Gong Sun Haotian seemed to have thought of something. His face changed, and he hurriedly said to Lin Rei, who was inside the formation. He was just passing by. Humph, you want me to go out? How is that possible? A best-grade celestial artifact escaped from a trapping array. How strong is the array core of this big formation? Didn't you say that the array core is mine after I break the formation? After speaking, Lin Li no longer paid any attention to the frantic Gong Sun Haotian. Step by step, he walked towards the center of the formation, which was filled with killing intent. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. The blades formed by the cold wind cut through Lin Rei's skin, leaving a faint mark on his skin. Humph. You want to break my attack with such a little power? What a waste. Therefore, the attack of the wind blades moved towards the eye of the formation step by step. Hee, sure enough, the array core is here. I just don't know what level the thing inside is. At this time, Lin Rei was full of expectation. He wanted to see the level of the array core. However, Lin Rei was happy, and Gong Sun Haotian was not. Aya, we're done for this time. Our dragon soul sword was sigh. At this point, Gong Sun Haotian could no longer speak. At the same time, Jian Feng and the others arrived at Gong Sun Haotian's location. President Gong Sun, may I know where my young master is right now? Jian Feng asked with a heavy heart. Yes, where's my master? He followed you here. Why can't I find him now? All of a sudden, everyone from the Xuanzong sect began to verbally attack Gong Sun Haotian. Smoke filled the air, causing many people to not dare to step forward. There were even some people who fainted from fright when they saw this scene. When Gong Sun Haotian saw Jian Feng and the others, he smiled bitterly and explained, "Don't worry. Your young master is currently being appraised by a king-tier array master. Based on his speed, I think he'll be out soon." After saying that, Gong Sun Haotian quickly turned around and used his spiritual power to observe the situation inside the array formation. Bam, bam, bam. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was in the array formation, was holding the martial Emperor Divine Spear and smashing it against the defensive shield outside the formation eye. Every strike had the force of 1,000,000 kilograms, and every strike caused cracks to appear on the energy shield like a spider web. Gong Sun Haotian, who was watching this scene, felt that every hit was hitting his heart. Every hit was so painful that it made him feel suffocated. "Oh, I didn't expect this thing to be so sturdy. Let's see if you can withstand this." "Huh." After saying that, Lin Rei shouted loudly. He mobilized his celestial spiritual qi and added it to the martial Emperor Divine Spear. Instantly, a terrifying wave of pressure drifted in all directions. Break, break, break. Bam! After the martial Emperor Divine Spear added with celestial spiritual qi smashed against the energy shield, it instantly shattered. A long sword with flames appeared in front of Lin Rei's eyes. "Holy sich asterisk T, this thing." Staring at the long sword, Lin Li's heart was filled with excitement. This was because he could sense a hint of pressure emanating from the long sword. Only a divine artifact could cause Lin Li to feel this way. "Haha, you think too much, Lin Rei. This thing is just like that old guy Gong Sun Haotian. They are both fake. This is a pseudo-lower-grade divine weapon. However, if you practice as a weapon refiner, you may be able to break through the pseudo-divine weapon and reach the level of a real divine weapon. This is much easier than forging a new one. I have to say, this time you're really lucky." Hearing Xiaolong's words, Lin Li grew excited. He had known that a pseudo-divine artifact was much stronger than an immortal artifact. Not only was its offensive power doubled, but it could also crush an opponent in a head-on clash of weapons. "Okay, take your time to admire it. However, I want to tell you something. Hurry up and go to Heaven Vault Mountain. You don't have much time." After saying this inexplicable sentence, Xiang Yu's voice disappeared. No matter how Lin Rei called, there was no reply. "Haha, forget it. Let's look at this long sword." Lin Rei did not pay too much attention to the little dragon's words. Instead, he kept the little dragon's words in his heart and engraved them in his heart. However, it was useless to just think about it. It was better to admire the pseudo-divine weapon. Thinking of this, Lin Rei came to the side of the divine weapon and reached out to touch it. Bang! An invisible energy directly bounced Lin Rei's hand away. How did you cut a hole in my body that is at the peak of the fairy weapon level?" At this moment, purple blood flowed out of his finger that was bounced away by the long sword. Luckily, Lin Rei covered it up in time. Otherwise, it would be over if others saw it. He swallowed a healing elixir and started to refine it. At this moment, the wound that was cut by the long sword started to heal slowly under the effect of the elixir. 5 minutes later, the elixir's effect was completely activated and the wound was healed. Phew, that was close. I was almost discovered. Looking at the wound that had already healed, Lin Rei still had a lingering fear. The little dragon's words echoed in Lin Rei's heart and could not dissipate. Looking up at the long sword, Lin Rei also became angry. Lin Rei was determined to get such a good thing. "I know that you already have a certain level of consciousness. As long as you follow me, you will definitely shine brightly. You can only help that old bastard Gong Sun Haotian test the level of other people's formations. If you want to follow me, then follow me. If you don't, then just stay here." After saying this, Lin Rei stood up and walked out. Lin Rei was betting. He bet that the sword had a spirit and that the sword would follow him. To be honest, Lin Rei was also feeling guilty. The sword said that it would definitely follow him, but Lin Rei was not sure. Therefore, Lin Rei was betting. If he was right, then everything would be fine. If he was wrong, then he would not lose anything. His speed was not very fast. He wanted to see if the long sword would follow him. At this moment at the formation eye, the long sword was spinning in place, as if it was thinking. Swish! With a swish sound, the flaming long sword flew in the direction Lin Li had left in just a short while later. It was impossible for the formation to leave the formation eye. Similarly, if the formation eye came by itself, the formation would dissipate. With a whoosh, the long sword streaked across the sky and flew towards Lin Rei at an extremely fast speed. The formation began to dissipate. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was walking, looked at the changes in the formation. Lin Rei smiled very happily because he had made the right bet. Hee hee, sure enough, it really followed me. Feeling the fierce sword chi behind him, Lin Rei turned around and opened his hand, waiting for the long sword to arrive. With a whoosh, the long sword instantly arrived in front of Lin Rei and fell into Lin Rei's hand. It calmed down, the flames converging into the sword, and the sword chi flourishing. Ha 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 ha. After obtaining this divine sword, Lin Rei looked up to the sky and laughed. His laughter was very carefree. This made Gong Sun Haotian, who was outside the formation, gnash his teeth. The formation disappeared, and Lin Rei appeared in front of Gong Sun Haotian. Seeing Gong Sun Haotian gnashing his teeth, Lin Rei was very happy in his heart. Ha! Sect leader Lin, the young master has become a king-level formation master. This is the king-level formation master's uniform and some of the guild's welfare manuals. Gong Sun Haotian took out a set of clothes and a book and handed them to Lin Rei. His tone of voice made Lin Rei very happy. Okay, thank you, President. Let's keep in touch in the future. Oh, by the way, I like this kind of formation very much. After receiving the clothes and manuals, he raised the long sword in his hand and waved it in front of Gong Sun Haotian twice, then put away the clothes and long sword. Here, this is the president of the king-level formation master. With this president, any major formation guild in the immortal world can provide you with this badge. Okay, thank you, President. After receiving the president, Lin Rei didn't say anything else. Instead, he looked at the dozen people of the Xuanzong sect who had already arrived. Okay, all of you wait here. In a while, let Xueqi enter the impartial formation master level. Yes. After saying that, Xueqi stepped forward and said to Gong Sun Haotian, Senior Gong Sun, I also want to enter the impartial formation master level. What? You? What level of formation do you want? I'm a king-level formation master like the young master. Xueqi's words shocked Gong Sun Haotian again. At this moment, he began to doubt his life. Oh, okay, the Xuanzong sect is really tolerant. After saying that, Gong Sun Haotian pointed the way for Xueqi and didn't have another chance to go. Xueqi entered the formation according to Gong Sun Haotian's directions and began to take the test. Time passed little by little. Since when did king-level formation masters become so cheap? There are actually 2 of them in one day. In the past, not to mention 2, even 1 would be difficult. Looking at Lin Rei, Gong Sun Haotian became more and more curious. How mysterious was the Xuanzong sect? Time passed little by little. Not long after noon, Xueqi, who had entered the test, walked out. Although her body was injured, it was not serious. Hee hee, young master. Miss Xueqi has become a king-level formation master. Chapter 367. Everything had been settled, and his trip to the Formation Guild could be considered complete. Looking at the miserable Gong Sun Haotian, Lin Rei really felt distressed. A fake immortal venerable had lost so many precious things today. How could he not feel distressed? Moreover, Gong Sun Haotian couldn't wait for Lin Rei and the others to leave as soon as possible. If Lin Rei took a fancy to something else later, he would really go bankrupt. Well, since sect leader Lin has finished his business, I won't stay here any longer. There are still a lot of things waiting for me to deal with. You see. Gong Sun Haotian said with an awkward expression. However, how could Lin Rei not know what was going on in Gong Sun Haotian's mind? Heh, President, please don't. I haven't had enough fun yet. Gong Sun Haotian's face twitched involuntarily. His eyelids twitched violently, and he instantly became anxious. No, 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 sect leader Lin. You see, you've taken away my T-King, my supreme immortal weapon, my colorful robe, and my pseudo-divine sword. If you stay here any longer, I'll really have to cut off my flesh. Ha ha ha. As soon as he said that, Jian Feng and the others who were with Lin Rei couldn't help but burst into laughter. Among them, the women were convulsing, not giving Gong Sun Haotian any face. Alas! You guys! It seems like I've lost all my face today. Gong Sun Haotian finally understood the situation after hearing their laughter. He simply stood there quietly and watched them laugh. After all, he had lost all his face. Jian Feng and the others were tactful. After a while, they stopped laughing and returned to their original appearance, standing behind Lin Rei. Lin Rei, on the other hand, was still looking at Gong Sun Haotian with a smile. He knew that Gong Sun Haotian had suffered a great loss today. Alright, I'll stop talking. I've already achieved my goal. So, President Gong Sun, I'll take my leave now. If you have time in the future, you can visit the 9th Heaven Xuanzong Sect in Tianqiong Mountain. Oh, okay. What? Perhaps it was because Gong Sun Haotian didn't react in time, but when he did, he was instantly stunned. He knew very well what kind of place Tianqiong Mountain was, and the Tea King was found in the periphery of Tianqiong Mountain. Even if it was the periphery, he had almost died there. Now, he heard that it was the residence of a sect. How could he not be shocked? That's right. You didn't hear wrong. Once the sect is stabilized, I'll invite all the top sects in the immortal realm to come. At that time, Gong Sun, you better come. As he spoke, he cupped his hands towards Gong Sun and said, if that's the case, then I'll take my leave. After speaking, Lin Rei didn't stay for a moment longer. Instead, he led his subordinates and left using the same route as before. No, Sect Master Lin, let me send you off. Gong Sun Haotian, who had recovered from his shock, hurriedly chased after him to see him off. Along the way, everyone who saw President Gong Sun bowed and greeted him. At the same time, they were very curious about Lin Rei and his group. There were only a few people in the immortal realm who could make President Gong Sun pay so much attention to them. However, no one here had ever seen or heard of any of them. Soon, Lin Rei and his group arrived at the entrance of the array. Lin Rei, who was leading the group, stopped, turned around, and said to Gong Sun Haotian with a smile. By the way, President Gong Sun, shouldn't you give me the Tea King that you promised me earlier? Cough, 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 hee hee, okay, here you go. Gong Sun Haotian, who had known that he couldn't avoid it, would have already put the Tea King on him. He had originally wanted to play dumb, but in the end, he might have thought too much. Okay, thank you, President Gong Sun. Looking at the Tea King, Lin Rei took it and put it into his storage ring. After smiling at Gong Sun Haotian, he left with his subordinates. Ah! He's finally gone. Looking at Lin Rei leaving, Gong Sun Haotian said in a trembling voice. He was relieved in his heart, and his body relaxed, but his eyes were full of praise. Hee hee, it seems that the immortal realm is about to be in chaos. Heroes are born in troubled times. This boy will definitely be famous in the immortal realm. No, he can even reach that level. After seeing Lin Rei's back disappear, Gong Sun Haotian turned around and left. At this time, Lin Rei and his group were walking on the street. However, he didn't know that when he killed the city lord of Yankuei City, the Kunlun immortal clan knew about it and immediately sent people to Yankuei City to investigate. Lin Rei's killing of the city lord was very high profile, so the people of the Kunlun immortal clan easily found out where the person who killed the city lord of Yankuei City went. Lin Rei didn't know that they were inextricably linked with the Kunlun immortal clan. They weren't friends, but enemies. Hee hee, young master, the long sword you got from old man Gong Sun today is very amazing. I don't know, hee hee, I don't know if you can let me have a look. Ah, but don't worry, it's just a simple appreciation. At this time, when Lin Rei was walking on the street, Jian Feng, who was behind him, saw that Lin Rei got the long sword. He had this thought. However, was that the right time? Obviously, it wasn't suitable. Now that he came out, it was very suitable. Hearing Jian Feng's words, Lin Rei smiled, and then said to him, well, I can let you have a look, and I can even give it to you. If you can break through the peak of the late immortal emperor realm in 200 years, then I will give you the pseudo-divine weapon I just got. What do you think? As for the pseudo-divine weapon he just got, Lin Rei didn't need it at all. Although he also used a sword, his weapon was the martial emperor divine spear. Therefore, rather than keeping it for himself, it was better to use this sword to encourage Jian Feng and let him reach the peak of the immortal emperor realm in 200 years. In this way, the Xuanzong sect would also be upgraded to a higher level, and this sword would eventually belong to the Xuanzong sect. Ah, really, young master, is what you said true? As long as I break through the peak of the immortal emperor realm in 200 years, you will give it to me? You won't regret it? Hearing Lin Rei's condition, Jian Feng was very excited. Originally, he just wanted to take a look, but he didn't expect Lin Rei to put forward such a condition. Jian Feng felt that this condition was very unrealistic, so he couldn't help but ask in a very excited tone. Yes, you heard what I said. However, if you can break through in 200 years, I don't mind. But after 200 years, I won't give it to you. Lin Rei believed that with the temptation of the pseudo-divine weapon and the time limit, Jian Feng would break through the peak of the immortal emperor realm very quickly. Because Lin Rei was able to break through to this realm because of the time limit issued by the system. Yes, young master. As long as I can get that sword, in 200 years, no, I will definitely break through in advance. He patted his chest and promised Linley. His eyes were filled with confidence. However, the others thought that he was joking. Because breaking through from the Grand Luo realm to the peak of the immortal emperor realm in 200 years wasn't something that he could do just because he wanted to. Good, it's good that you have this kind of confidence. I believe in you. Chapter 368. All of you, I am Zhao Wan of the Karakoram Immortal Clan. Have you killed the city lord of Xueqi City before? An angry roar came from the horizon. Lin Rei, who was making a bet, raised his head and looked in the direction of the voice. At this moment, a dozen people were quickly walking towards where he was. Moreover, from the meaning of that person's words, it seemed like he was talking about them. Tell me quickly. Are you the person who killed the city lord of Xueqi City, Yenshan? I don't want to say it a third time. A middle-aged man, who was the leader of the group, glared angrily at Lin Rei and asked in a very unfriendly tone. That's right. Lin Rei cherished his son as much as his life. With just 2 words, he expressed his attitude. Instantly, that person's face turned red, feeling that this was an insult to him. You anyway, you're not small. Don't you know that Xueqi City is a subsidiary of my Karakoram Immortal Clan? Are you really not afraid of death? Seeing that Zhao Wen started to blabber as soon as he arrived in front of him, Lin Rei frowned. He was a little unhappy with this person in front of him. Idiot! As soon as Lin Rei's words came out, Zhao Wen was completely enraged. Without caring about anything else, he directly took out his weapon. Immortal Qi instantly erupted and rushed towards Lin Rei with a suppressive force. Die! How dare you! Go back! Seeing Zhao Wen's attack, Lin Rei did not move at all. He looked at the long sword that was about to attack him without blinking. He was not flustered in the face of danger. At this moment, Feng Feng, who was the first to bear the brunt of the attack, jumped out and rushed towards Zhao Wen of the Karakoram Immortal Clan with the long sword that Lin Rei had given him. Dang dang! 2 voices collided. In an instant, the 2 of them were evenly matched and each took 2 or 3 steps back. Oh news! I didn't expect your Karakoram Immortal Clan to have some talents. You're not like that Yenshan from before, who is simply a piece of trash. Looking at the disciples of the Karakoram Immortal Clan who were on par with him, Jian Feng was slightly surprised. However, the stronger they were, the more excited Jian Feng was. So, with an air-piercing sound, the sword edge moved again. In an instant, it disappeared from where it was. When it reappeared, it was already behind Zhao Wen from the Karakoram Immortal Sect. A long sword directly pierced toward Zhao Wen's neck. With a piercing sound, the man's neck was pierced by the sword, and blood flowed out. You dare to hurt me? Go to hell! Feeling the stinging pain on her neck, Zhao Wen stretched out her hand to touch it. Seeing that she was bleeding, Zhao Wen immediately went crazy. With a ferocious expression, she madly attacked the sword. All kinds of gorgeous moves were greeted on Jian Feng's body. At this time, Lin Rei was watching such a boring performance. His frown deepened. Alright, Ming, Tianyun, go and kill them all. Remember, I'm in a hurry. Swoosh, swoosh. Just as Linley finished speaking, 2 sounds of something piercing through the air rang out by his ears. By the time he turned to look, Life and Tianyun had already pierced into the midst of the 10 or so disciples of the Karakoram Immortal Clan, and had begun to slaughter them. Ah! In an instant, a scream was heard. Zhao Wen, who had been fighting with Jian Feng, regained his senses after hearing the scream. He turned his head around, and when he saw that the junior brothers who had come with him had all turned into corpses, he collapsed completely. No. Looking at the dead junior brothers, Zhao Wen collapsed. At this moment, her mind was filled with the scenes of cultivating together and going on missions together. Heh, when you were arrogant in front of my young master, you were already destined to die. Moreover, you're a member of the Karakoram Immortal Clan. The moment you joined the Karakoram Immortal Clan, you were destined to be a cold corpse in the future. As the saying goes, take your life when you're sick. Jian Feng would not give up such a good opportunity. Moreover, he did not consider himself a gentleman. Seeing that Zhao Wen was in a daze, Jian Feng instantly arrived beside Zhao Wen. A long sword. It directly pierced through Zhao Wen's heart. Pooh! A mouthful of blood was spat out. Her vitality gradually dissipated. Looking down at the long sword in her heart, Zhao Wen did not feel any pain. Instead, she smiled as if she was free. Cough. I finally don't have to suffer anymore. Junior brothers, wait for me, I'm coming. Heh. At this moment, Zhao Wen looked at the dozens of junior brothers on the ground. Tears flowed down her cheeks. Her voice trembled as she spoke until her vitality completely dissipated and she became a cold corpse. Sigh. It's a pity that you joined the wrong sect. It's a pity that you became my enemy. Otherwise, it's a pity that we could have become friends. Looking at the dead Zhao Wen, Jian Feng stood in front of the corpse and said softly, Hee, all right, quickly deal with the corpse. Let's hurry up and get to Tianqiong Mountain before the day after tomorrow. At this moment, Lin Rei, who was at the back, said to the crowd. Then, he walked in the direction of Tianqiong Mountain. Not long after, Jian Feng and the others who stayed to deal with the corpse caught up. However, Jian Feng was still feeling guilty for killing Zhao Wen. Looking at the sorrowful Jian Feng, Lin Rei came to his side and patted his shoulder. He comforted him and said, It's okay. Since we served different masters, there's nothing to be sad about. Things like this will happen everywhere in the future. You can't be like this every time. Remember, in this world the strong prey on the weak. The strong are respected and the fittest survive. Therefore, there's no need to feel guilty. Chapter 369. With that, Lin Rei moved forward quickly. Not long after, Lin Rei and the rest finally arrived at the entrance of Tianqiong Mountain that everyone feared. This mountain was called the Vault of Heaven. It was shrouded in mist all year round, giving people a hazy feeling. The mountain was also filled with demonic beasts and beasts. It was very dangerous. Until now, no one had returned. Therefore, this place had become everyone's nightmare. Although the mountain was rich in resources, to the point that it made people jealous, they didn't dare to go in and plunder. Because they knew how dangerous it was. Even if they went in and found something they wanted, they wouldn't be able to take it out. Therefore, they would rather look at this dangerous place from afar than go in. Perhaps because of the perpetual fog, Linley, who was at the foot of the mountain, couldn't see the peak of the mountain at all. Looking at such a lofty mountain peak, Linley had a feeling that it was far beyond this. Sect leader, are you sure we want to go in? No one has come out in the past few years. At this moment, Jian Feng stood out and asked Lin Rei doubtfully. He came to Lin Rei's side. Of course, only Jian Feng and Zhu Chenxi were doubtful. As for the rest, they believed that Lin Rei could do it. Yes, I'm sure. Although I established the sect, in order to improve my cultivation, I won't be in the sect often. Therefore, this place will be the divine residence of our sect. It can ensure the safety of the sect and we can leave without worry. Speaking of this, Lin Rei couldn't help but think of the promise he made to the elf ancestor in the mysterious sky continent. He would lead the elf tribe to the immortal realm to find their ancestral land and acknowledge their ancestors. But, sect leader, this place is too dangerous. I'm afraid. Seeing how fearful Jian Feng was, Lin Rei was even more curious. He was curious about what they were afraid of here. Okay, stop talking. If you want to come, follow me. If you don't want to come, stay here. After I break the mystery of this place, I'll bring you in. He didn't say anything else. Since he had already made his decision, there was no reason to hesitate. After speaking, Linley led the way into the skies. Master, wait for me, I want to be with you too. As soon as Linley entered, Lin Wanyu followed closely behind him. As for her other junior apprentice brothers and junior apprentice sisters, they doted on Lin Wanyu as well. As soon as Lin Li entered, they all decided to follow behind their master, no matter how dangerous the path ahead was. Young master, wait for me. One by one, they all followed Lin Li into Tianqiong Mountain. Only Jian Feng and Zhu Chenxi were left behind. Looking at the empty surroundings, the two of them looked at each other. No one knew what they were thinking. Jianfeng, what should we do? Young master went in. What about us? Should we go in? Zhu Chenxi asked Jian Feng with uncertainty. However, she had already made up her mind. She only wanted to ask for Jian Feng's opinion. No matter what he chose, she had already entered the Sky Dome. Sigh. What else can we do? Since we've already joined the Xuanzong sect, it's our duty to protect the sect leader. Let's go. Hurry up and keep up. After speaking, Jian Feng walked towards the entrance, and Zhu Chenxi followed closely behind him. At this moment, they had wholeheartedly joined Lin Rei's camp. There was no other intention. In the main hall of the Kunlun Immortal Sect in the east, a group of people stood on both sides of the hall and looked respectfully at the person above. This person was the current sect leader of the Kunlun Immortal Sect, Celestial Emperor Xian Dao. Sect leader, the city governor of Yankuei City was killed, and the first person who went to investigate was also killed. According to the report, the person who killed the disciples was called Lin Rei. There were more than 10 people behind him. Their cultivations were mostly at the Celestial Monarch Realm and the Great Heavenly Realm. After killing the disciples, they left, and we still haven't found their whereabouts. Trash, the disciples were killed in the territory of my sect, and now you're telling me that you can't find the murderer. What did I raise you for? At this moment, Celestial Emperor Xian Dao was furious when he heard the report, and he scolded the person. Go, if the Celestial Monarchs can't do it, then send a Celestial Emperor. You must find them. I won't die, so you must capture them alive and kill them to shake the name of the Kunlun Immortal Sect. Yes, I'll do it now. After hearing Celestial Emperor Xian Dao's order, the person immediately walked out and went to instruct the sect leader to hand over the mission. All right, all of you can leave now. If there's nothing else, don't disturb me. Oh right, the sect leader of the Xuanzong sect who threatened the Kunlun Immortal Sect 100 years ago. You must hurry up and stand up for me. After speaking, Celestial Emperor Xian Dao disappeared from everyone's sight. The elders below left every day they saw him. There was no need for them to stay any longer, so they left. At the same time, the Kunlun Immortal Sect sent a few Celestial Emperors to Yankuei City to investigate the 10 people who killed the disciples of the Kunlun Immortal Sect. The main culprit, Lin Rei, had already entered the periphery of the Heavenly Dome, and Jian Feng and a dozen other people followed him. Lin Rei was very glad about this. However, the moment they entered the Heavenly Dome, the scenery changed completely. The inside was not like the outside, where immortal fog lingered around and one could see very clearly. However, danger lurked everywhere. At this moment, Lin Rei's face did not have a trace of happiness at all. Instead, it was full of worry, which was puzzling. Sect leader, what should we do now? The murderous intent hidden in these few years seems to be a shocking giant formation. What do you think? Just as Lin Rei was worrying, Zhu Chenxi walked up and told Lin Rei her opinion. This was also her opinion, and she was not sure whether it was correct or not. Formation? Hearing this, Lin Rei began to look around seriously. After a while, Lin Rei felt that what Zhu Chenxi said was not impossible. He was only a king-level array master now, and he did not understand some formations very well. Therefore, although he was not sure, he already had a clue. It should be. If this is a formation, then the level of this formation is not something I can see through now. If that's the case, then we must be careful when we move forward. Otherwise, the consequences will be unimaginable. Okay. After getting a clue, Lin Rei released his divine sense and spiritual power and began to explore the surrounding terrain. This was because the formation here was very likely to be formed naturally. Usually, although this kind of formation was powerful, there would always be flaws. Slowly, following the guidance of his spiritual power, Lin Rei led the group forward step by step. Moreover, every time they took a step, They would stop and observe to see if there was any danger in front of them, or if there was any other existence. At this time, no one dared to make any guarantees. After probing with his divine sense, he found nothing. At this point, Linley began to feel lost. In the past, he had always been very confident in his mastery of spell formations. But now, he felt powerless in the face of everything that was happening. What the hell is this? What the hell is this? Lin Ray, who did not know why, faintly felt that the front was extremely dangerous. If he was alone, it would be fine, but there were so many people behind him. Lin Ray did not dare to risk their lives with him. He could not afford to gamble, and he did not dare to gamble. Staying in place, Lin Ray did not dare to take a step or even half a step forward because he could not guarantee that there was no danger ahead. He did not know whether this was a formation or not, so he did not dare to take a step forward. Whoosh, whoosh. Suddenly, there was a breeze in the originally calm place. No one noticed this except for Lin Ray, who noticed that something was wrong. Looking at the towering trees around, there was no place for the wind to blow Lin Ray. At this moment, there was a sudden gust of wind. As the saying goes, when things are abnormal, there must be a demon. At this moment, Lin Ray was vigilant. At the same time, the top-grade immortal equipment on his body was secretly activated. Everyone's defense was at the maximum at this moment. Whoosh, 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 whoosh. Suddenly, there was a warning. In an instant, a fierce wind came, giving no time for anyone to prepare. At this moment, Lin Ray, whose defense was at the maximum, was like a sea-stabilizing needle, fixed in place. In the fierce wind, he did not move at all. Lin Ray did not know how to do it, but it did not mean that the others were the same. At this moment, when the fierce wind came, the others were not prepared and were directly blown off their feet by the wind. When Lin Ray saw this scene, a sense of guilt instantly crept into his heart. However, he did not regret it. At this moment, Lin Ray was very sure that this place was a natural formation. As for what it was exactly, he did not know. However, Lin Ray knew one thing. The power of the formation here had exceeded the power of the formation master. Therefore, Lin Ray could not see through it. In an instant, the cultivation of the immortal monarch realm burst out and wrapped up his brothers who were blown off their feet. Then he pulled them back to his side. Hurry up and use your cultivation to block it. Use the defensive immortal equipment that you can use and the rest of your own. We can't stay here any longer. After he spoke to the dozen or so people on his back, he wrapped them in celestial spiritual chi and moved forward against the wind. At this moment, Lin Ray was struggling with every step. Every step consumed a lot of energy. Originally, Lin Ray was already enough to eat chicken dinner by blocking the fierce wind. Now, with the addition of the dozen people, one could imagine how difficult it would be. Humph, I don't believe that such a small difficulty can beat me. Isn't it just a formation? Let's see if I don't *CK you up later. Let's see if you can still be arrogant. Although he said this, he had no confidence at all. He had never seen such a formation before, let alone break it. Moreover, it was such a large-scale formation formed naturally. Pfft, ha ha ha. Suddenly, a laugh sounded. Instantly, black lines appeared on Lin Ray's head. He looked as if he had been defeated. This scene was unforgettable. Ha ha ha, what are you laughing at? Hurry up and think of a solution. Hurry up and tell me, what is this thing? How can it be so powerful? What kind of formation is this? Why are its abilities so different? Hurry up and tell me. If you don't tell me, I will break off our friendship and ignore you. Chapter 370. Oh, you're ignoring me? Ha ha ha, Lin Ray. Oh, Lin Ray, you're getting cuter and cuter. Perhaps it was because he was nervous, but he spoke in an incomparable manner. However, this was caught by the little dragon and he couldn't escape teasing him. After all, this was a rare opportunity. This was the first time he heard Lin Ray speak, but it could be seen that he had encountered a difficult problem. Okay, I'll tell you. Isn't it just this formation in front of you? Wait. After teasing for a while, the little dragon knew the severity of the situation and disappeared. The moment the little dragon disappeared, Lin Rei's consciousness was pulled into the system. Ding dong, scanning the distribution of Tianqiong Mountain for the host. Please wait. Listening to the system's mechanical voice, Lin Rei knew that the next step was to find out the origin of this formation. Therefore, Lin Rei began to wait seriously. Time passed by minute by minute. At this time, Lin Rei kept waiting, but the answer never came. Damn, what's going on? Didn't you say it would be soon? Thinking that the people outside were in danger, Lin Rei couldn't help but roar angrily. His face was ferocious, his eyes were bloodshot, and he looked like a crazy wild beast. Please wait. Please wait. Hearing Lin Rei's roar, the system quickly said. Sure enough, after another 10 minutes, the answer was finally revealed. Ding dong, scanning completed. Ding dong, Tianqiong Mountain, east of the Immortal Realm. Ding dong, Heaven's Vault Mountain is formed by 360 mountain ranges, forming a natural formation. It's called the Heavenly Cycle Mystic Formation. Ding dong, Heavenly Cycle Mystic Formation, a Grandmaster level formation. It is formed by 3 nines and 360 mountains. It includes illusions, killing, entrapment, confusion, devouring, reincarnation, and many other formations. It is a unique colossus. If one does not understand the mysteries of this formation, they will definitely die. Ding dong, with the host's current realm and comprehensive strength, it will be very difficult to pass. Ding dong, since you're here, let's take a look at your information and see your current strength. Linley, who was as silent as gold, listened to the system's explanation to Tianqiong. At this moment, Linley finally understood why he was so powerless. One was a king, while the other was a zong. There was no way to compare them, all right? After a moment of silence, Lin Rei calmed himself down. Then, following the system's instructions, he went to the place where his information was. Because Lin Rei really didn't know how to leave the Grandmaster level formation successfully. Was a Grandmaster level formation. When he raised his head, all of his information appeared before his eyes. Name, Lin Rei. Age, 162. Cultivation, early stage experience, 64291384. 8 billion, spiritual roots, thunder, fire, wood, metal. This is a Grandmaster level array. Although I know you're very powerful, but... At this point, Lin Rei didn't continue. However, at this moment, the little dragon was unwilling. Damn, you're really something. I've helped you so much in the past, and even now, you still doubt that I don't have the ability to help you. Good, Lin Rei, you're really something. Who said that an artifact spirit couldn't have a temper? At this moment, Xiaolong was angry. He turned his head and looked at her with a very angry expression. Ha ha ha, okay, little dragon. I know I'm wrong. I believe you. Hurry up and tell me how to get out of here. At this moment, Lin Rei was very anxious. He didn't want to waste his time here. All right, I'm discussing this with you. This is a Grandmaster level array formation. I'll give you 2 options. The first option is to add some materials and other things and turn this natural array formation into your own mountain gate. The second is to take you out of here as usual. As for the array here, it's still here to prevent others from coming in. Tell me, which one do you want? At this moment, Lin Rei didn't need to choose between the 2 choices in front of him at all. Anyone would know how awesome it would be to claim this Grandmaster level array formation as their own. However, how could Lin Rei choose the second choice? Unless Lin Rei was a fool. Otherwise, no one would choose the second choice. Damn, you're talking nonsense. Of course, it's the first choice. Hurry up, don't talk nonsense. Hearing the little dragon's words, Lin Rei rolled his eyes and suddenly felt helpless. Haha, okay, but you have to pay a price. You have to give me your 180,000 reputation points. Also, you have to exchange points for the reputation points you get in the future until you pay off all the debt. Of course, you can choose not to give it to me, but you have to think about those Xuanzong Sect disciples outside. Suddenly, Lin Rei was stuck in a dead end. If he wanted to have another choice, it meant that his character and sense of responsibility were not worthy of trust. Damn. Damn you. You're just robbing me, do you know that? Although Lin Rei was happy with his words, he still had to give it back. There was no other way. Who asked the little dragon to be so awesome? And he just happened to have something to ask of him. Haha, scold me all you want. Anyway, you'll agree in the end. I'm not in a hurry. Looking at the little dragon's shameless face, Lin Rei really wanted to go up and beat him up, but he held back in the end. Okay, hurry up and tell me the method. Haha, okay, you can draw the lottery. After you draw the lottery, you'll get what you want. Looking at the dragging Lin Rei, the little dragon laughed very happily. You've got guts. As he spoke, Lin Rei's divine sense entered the system and came to the lottery space. Looking up at the golden wheel, Lin Rei's eyes were full of helplessness. I want to draw the lottery, right now, right now. With that, the golden wheel in the air started spinning instantly. There was no indication of any direction, and the speed was very fast. The needle skipped many grids one by one, and he was very nervous. Of course, at this time, he had no feelings, because this was related to their lives. The wheel stopped, and the system's voice sounded. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for drawing an elixir to upgrade to an Emperor-level Array Master. The Divine Travel Elixir, an Emperor-level elixir, has no side effects and can be used at will. F***CK, is this real? Hearing the system say that he had drawn something, Lin Rei was stunned. Because he never thought that he would draw something like this. This was something that he would never believe even if he was beaten to death. Ding dong. Does the host want to continue drawing the lottery? After asking this question, Lin Rei made a decision without hesitation. Draw. Hurry up. With the first time, it meant that the little dragon's words were true. As he spoke, the golden wheel in the sky started spinning again. At this time, Lin Rei was really excited. Round after round, and with every round, Lin Rei's excitement increased by 1 point. This feeling was indescribable. Ding dong, the lottery system stopped. Ding dong, congratulations to the host for drawing a set of the Bright Rain Palace. Ding dong, the Bright Rain Palace, a low-grade divine artifact, has meridians for defense, attack, and suppression of the Eye of the Array. This set has 360 palaces, and it has a lot of Taoist rhymes. Cough, 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 cough. Lin Rei was completely stunned by the system's words. This was one of the good things that he had never received since he got the system. At this moment, Lin Rei felt that he was dreaming. Such a good thing, and a divine artifact at that, had appeared in his hands. This and the divine travel elixir were of the same level in Lin Rei's eyes. The more he thought about it, the more excited Lin Rei became. However, Lin Rei didn't understand how to solve this problem in front of him. Could it be solved by breaking through to the Emperor level? How could that be possible? The array in front of him was at the Grandmaster level. You're tuning in to the Xueqi's Martial Arts Saga YouTube channel. Don't forget to subscribe and join us on this journey to catch the most captivating stories.